listening to The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, Cedar Rapids.
We now leave our network programming to bring you the following special sports presentation.
The history, the tradition, the fun of Kernels baseball.
It's time for exciting live coverage of Kernels baseball, right here on the Kernels Radio Network. Now, the voice of the Kernels. In his 11th season, here's John Rogers.
On a drizzly, cloudy, cool Saturday evening, Game 2, Kernels and Clinton here at the refurbished Alliant Energy Field on the banks of the Mississippi. And it's our first chance this spring to talk to a fellow that's had a great start for the Kernels. He's the leading slugger in terms of home runs and RBIs, and Bobby Magianis has really relied on Jordan Renz to step his game up. And Jordan's our guest on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. Jordan, it had to be very gratifying for the ball club last night, even though we wound up bowing to Clinton 8-7 to come back from that early 4-0 deficit. First of all, it proves that even though we were road weary and tired, that we could come back and actually have a chance to win that ball game.
Yeah, it's always a good thing when you come back and try to get things going. We were down, I think we scored 6 runs in the 5th or something like that, and being on the road, it's hard, but you got to take into consideration that team's on the road too. They're coming back from the same thing you are, so you got to come out and ready to play just as much as they need to be.
And Jordan, you had the key hit in that 6-run 6th inning. You had runners at first and second. We were trailing 4-2. Did you know that Bobby Magianis was going to put Kuhn and Stacia in motion? Did you know they were going to run on the pitch that you hit the double over the center fielder's head?
No, I didn't know they were going to run. Those guys can run anytime they want. That's their game. Actually, I'm kind of glad they did. It made the pitcher hang a changeup to me. It made him rush a little bit, and he let the pitch a little up where he didn't want it to be, and I got a hold of it pretty good.
Yes, you did. You sent it sailing over Mel's head in center field for an RBI double. Then you scored on a Flint Whipkey base hit to give the Kernels the lead. Jordan, you're just now getting back into the outfield rotation. What was the injury that kept you sidelined and relegated you to DHing for us for 2 or 3 weeks only?
I had a slight tear in my right shoulder, which is causing a lot of pain. It was I think this caused from the first series we had in Beloit. It was really cold, and I don't know if I wasn't really as warm as I should have been, or whatever it was, but it was really just discomforting, and I had to get taken a look at. The doctor came in, said that I had a torn teres major, and so Munson, took care of it and rehabbed it pretty well, and now it's back to normal.
It is back to normal because you almost threw John Mayberry out at trying to go from first to third last night. So that tear has literally healed itself, Jordan?
Yeah. I had to do a lot of strengthening, a lot of icing, a lot of heat work, a lot of medicine ball stuff with my shoulder, and playing catch every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. A lot of stuff had to help it heal, but it's back to normal now.
You have to be both patient and persistent when you have an injury. I know you loved football when you were in high school. You were a very good football player. Did you ever have an injury in football, Jordan?
Not a major injury. I mean, I might have got cut up a little bit on the field or something like that, but nothing. Baseball's. I feel it's a lot tougher game than football. For some reason, every day you're playing, every day you're getting up, every day you're having to make plays, whether it's 20 degrees or if it's hot. So I mean, you always got to be ready every day, and I think that it's more strenuous on the body than football for some reason.
Interesting you say that, Jordan, because football is such a contact collision, violence collision sport, yet baseball, as you said, is every day, and it could include something as important as breaking up a double play. Travis Schlichting, I saw him in the clubhouse recently getting his bicep rehabbed, and his legs were all chewed up with scars and scabs and wounds because of the everyday sliding.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to make plays like that. You got to go in hard. You got to try to make them, make a mistake, sliding and just everything you got to do out there is pretty rough. You're either diving for plays or, trying to break up the double play, maybe even running into the catcher if you got to do that. So, there's always something that can happen that, can hurt you.
Jordan Renz is with us from Clinton's Alliant Energy Field on this drizzly, cool, overcast Saturday evening. The Kernels a game under 500, trying to recapture that 500 mark. And Jordan, you've had such a good season so far. I know you started off slowly, but you've been very consistent in a couple of ways. I've noticed, one, you're hitting very well with 2 strikes this season. 2, you're taking the ball the other way with a lot of regularity. Is that due to experience, or is it due to working on hitting with 2 strikes and going the other way?
Well, I think it has a lot to do with, I'm laying off pitches that I would have swung at last year. They're pretty much pitching me the same way as they did last year, so I'm kind of keeping that in mind. I've worked a lot with the hitting coach, Eric Owens, and, he's helped me with going the other way. I got to, I can't pull off everything like I did last year, and that was, part of my reason last year, or hitting like I did. I was trying to do too much. Now I'm trying to use the whole field, which has helped me lay off those pitches, which is making me see it longer, and I can use the other side of the field.
Well, that's a great explanation, Jordan, one that I can relate to. It's very easy to be over-eager at any level of professional baseball. You use the term do too much or pull off the ball, and you'll hit for power if you do the things that you've been doing this year.
Yeah, I just, like last year, like I said, I was trying to do too much. I was swung too hard. I felt pressure that I got to, hurry up and get my average up, do this, do that. And this year, I just wanted to, start taking it easy and get my swing down first. And it's worked so far. It's still early, but it's worked so far.
Yeah, Jordan is hitting in the 290s, leads the club in home runs and RBIs, and has been a big part of the Kernel's success. We're going to wrap things up with the Kernel outfielder after this break on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show here from Clinton. You're listening to the Kernel Radio Network.
Service second to none, South Slope Cooperative. We're here for your communication needs. Internet service, telephone, and TV. As a cooperative telephone company, our members are owners. We make a good team. Service second to none. South Slope Cooperative Communications.
Tuna Communications Triple Play, voice, video, and data with South Slope Cooperative in North Liberty. South Slope's lineup features everything that connects you to information. Digital wireless phones, long-distance plans, data home and business wiring, video conferencing, dial-up and high-speed internet service, fiber optic installation and termination, and digital video TV service in most areas. For all your communication needs, think South Slope. Visit them at southslope.com.
Jordan Renz is with us as the Kernels get set for Game 2, out to even this series with Clinton at a game apiece. And Jordan, the off-season, you're a native Midwesterner. We don't have a lot of guys like you on the team, so many guys from warm weather states like Texas, California, and Florida. What did you do in your off-season?
I worked out as much as I could. Went back to my high school at our, weightlifting place. Worked out there, hit at my high school. That's basically it. I try to get as much work in as I could.
And you also probably got a chance to spend some time with your family.
Yeah, I got to spend time with my family. My brother, he now lives in Texas, so I got to see him a few times. My sister, she's getting ready to graduate high school, and spent time with my mom and my dad, which was pretty cool. I lived last year in Arizona for the off season, and I was glad to be home.
Jordan, finally, our fans in eastern Iowa, the Iowa Hawkeyes and Iowa Hawkeye football is king almost year-round. How would you describe the phenomenon that Bobby Stoops has brought back to your state of Oklahoma?
I think that we don't have an NFL team and we don't have any, pro teams. So OU football is our NFL, and I mean it's been a cool experience to watch OU football, and I think they're gonna be pretty good this year.
Bobby Stoops is a man of integrity.
Yeah, he likes to get the job done. All those guys, they practice hard, play hard, and I'm excited to see Adrian Peterson do something this year.
Well, Jordan, thank you so much. You've done a lot for this ball club in just the first 6 weeks, and I know great things lie ahead for you. You're speaking with confidence, poise, and most of all, relax. You're speaking as a relaxed young professional. Keep up the great work. When we're back at home for our 8-game homestand starting Tuesday, Jordan, please treat yourself to a place you and your teammates are very familiar with, a meal at Zio Johnno's. They'll cater to one person or 10,001. Pasta will make you sing at Zio Johnno's. Jordan Renz, thanks so much.
Thank you.
That's Jordan Renz, Colonel Outfielder, our guest on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. Game 2, starting lineups here from Clinton when I return. This is Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
Service second to none, South Slope Cooperative. We're here for your communication needs, internet service, telephone, and TV. As a cooperative telephone company, our members are owners, we make a good team. Service second to none, South Slope Cooperative Communications.
Tuna Communications Triple Play, voice, video, and data with South Slope Cooperative in North Liberty. South Slope's lineup features everything that connects you to information. Digital wireless phones, long-distance plans, data home and business wiring, video conferencing, dial-up and high-speed internet service, fiber optic installation and termination, and digital video TV service in most areas. For all your communication needs, think South Slope. Visit them at southslope.com.
And good Saturday night, everyone. We're in the river city of Clinton, right on the banks of the Mississippi at Alliant Energy Field, where the LumberKings let a 4-0 lead slip away from them last night. The Kernels erupted for 6 in the 5th inning, had leads of 6-4 and 7-5, but the LumberKings chipped away at that lead, and they scored single runs in the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 9th, and won it 8-7. The Clinton win upped their record to 11-23, and it lowered the Kernel mark to 17-18. The Kernels are in a two-way tie for third place in the Western Division first half standings of the Midwest League, with that 17-18 mark tied with Beloit. Beloit's record 16-17. King County sits atop the Western Division first half standings. They're 19-15. Peoria next at 18-15, and then the Kernels and the Snappers. It's an overcast, cool evening, just like last night's series opener, and here at Alliant Energy Field, where they gave it a $3.7 million facelift. It's a beautiful ballpark, and we look forward to bringing you the action here this evening as the umpires make their way down from the right field clubhouse. They're now at first base and foul ground. They'll be accepting the lineups from Andy Fox, the first-year skipper and 9-year big leaguer here in Clinton, and Colonel manager Bobby Magallanes. Here is the starting lineup. First for the LumberKings, they're 5-7 here at home, 6-16 on the road, and they're in the cellar in the 8-team Western Division first half standings with their 11-23 mark. Matt Smith out of Virginia Military Institute drew a pair of walks last night. He's the shortstop leading off. Batting second, he had a career night last night, 4 for 5 with 3 runs driven in. Jose Vallejo. Vallejo will bat second at second base. In left field out of Kansas State, Terry Blunt, B-L-U-N-T. John Mayberry, Texas Ranger first-round draft pick last year out of Rockhurst High School in Kansas City, will serve as the cleanup batter, and Mayberry will be the DH. At first base for Clinton, he had 4 hits last night, including the game-winning single in the bottom of the 9th inning. He also homered. Freddie Thon batting 5th at first. John Whittleman will bat 6th. He's at third base for the home team, the LumberKings. In center field, Truan Mell. Truan spells his first name T-R-U-A-N and his last name M-E-H-L. Truan Mell in center will bat 7th. Joe Kemp is hitting 8th for the LumberKings. He'll be in right field. And batting 9th, the catcher, he didn't play in last night's series opener, Brian Valicka, V-A-L-I-C-H-K-A. Valicka will catch and hit 9th. On the hill is a 19-year-old right-hander for the LumberKings from the state of Nevada, Reno, Nevada. In fact, he signed a letter of intent with the University of Nevada before the Rangers inked him in the 7th round of last year's draft. Right-hander Jake Rasner, Jake Rasner, R-A-S-N-E-R. Jake is 1-3, a 3.73 ERA. Jake Rasner posted his first win of the year at home here on Sunday. Last Sunday, he whipped the Dayton Dragons 9-1. Rasner in 7 innings gave the Dragons only 1 run on 4 hits, struck out 5, and walked 1. 19-year-old right-hander, 6'4", 205, Jake Rasner, R-A-S-N-E-R, on the hill for the LumberKings. As always, Allen Motor Company is proud to sponsor the Kernels starting lineups. Allen's is open late until 9 o'clock on Monday and Thursday evenings, and they're open until 6 o'clock on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Your first year's maintenance is on Allen's if you purchase now a 2006 Buick Rendezvous, a 2005 Buick LeSabre Limited, a 2005 Buick LeSabre Custom, or a regular 2005 Buick LeSabre. A 2005 Buick LeSabre is just $199 a month right now at Allen Motor Company. Plus, your first year's maintenance is free. It's on Allen's. Allen Motor Company, I-380 and Boyson Road, exit 25 in Hiawatha. You can also visit them online, www.allenmotor.com. The Allen Motor Company Colonel starting lineup, Game 2 of this 4-game series. One of the Colonel hottest hitters, Heinle Stacia, will lead it off. The switch hitter will play shortstop. Brad Kuhn, with his 11 steals, tied for second in the league, will be in center field and bat second. Hitting third, our South Slope Communications Triple Play Show guest, the designated hitter, Jordan Renz. He leads the Colonels in homers with 5, RBIs with 24. Batting cleanup in the Allen Motor Company order this evening, Mark Trumbo at first base. At the hot corner, Travis Schlichting. Schlichting will hit 5th. Catching, Brett Martinez. Martinez catches, and he'll bat 6th in the Allen Motor Company order. Then it's Madison Edwards. Edwards will be in right field. He didn't play in last night's series opener. Madison will bat 7th. Hitting 8th at second base, Larry Infante. Larry drove in a run and scored in the Colonel win in Dayton Friday night. Larry Infante bats 8th and is at second base. And batting 9th in left field, he was hit by a pitch and scored in last night's Colonel win, Stantrell Smith. Smith will bat 9th in left. On the hill for the Colonels, a 1-3 record, 18-year-old Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim 5th-round pick last year out of Hialeah, Florida, Tommy Mendoza. Tommy, 1-3 with a 4.10 ERA. Tommy was rocked in his last start. That started this road trip on Monday. He was a 10-4 loser in Dayton. Mendoza pitched 5 innings, surrendered 7 runs to that high potent Dayton offense. 5 innings pitched, 7 runs, 8 hits, 6 strikeouts for Tommy, 1 walk. The league hitting .263 against Colonel right-hander Tommy Mendoza. That's the Allen Motor Company Colonel starting lineup. The umpires have accepted those lineup cards from Bobby Magallanes and Andy Fox, and they're standing just to the right of home plate. Our umpires are sponsored by Anderson & Brown Eye Care. I visited Anderson & Brown this morning to get my contact lenses replenished. Easy in, easy out on Boyson Road in Hiawatha, and I took advantage of their Saturday hours. They also have evening hours at Anderson & Brown Eye Care, a full-service comprehensive eye care center that includes eye examinations and then picking out your glasses or contact lenses right on site. Things are coming into focus at Anderson & Brown Eye Care, proud to sponsor our umpires. And they're both decked out in pullover navy blue jackets with red stripes on the shoulders, trimmed in white. Both have gray slacks on, and they're waiting for the Clinton LumberKings to take the field here at Alliant Energy Field, where the temperature is 48 degrees. The lights are on. It is cloudy. The clouds are very low to the horizon. And as you look beyond the center field wall, 395 feet away, you see the City of Clinton showboat. They have a gambling boat and a showboat here right on the riverfront. And this new ballpark has really brought some life back into this storied franchise. The LumberKings hit the diamond. Let's pause to honor America with the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner. That's the national anthem from Clinton's Alliant Energy Field, where the lights are on and the Kernels are out to pull even with Clinton in the series after rallying from a 4-0 hole with a 6-run fifth inning last night and taking leads of 6-4 and 7-5, only to see the LumberKings rally and win it down the stretch by the score of 8-7. State Farm Insurance agents Gary Schubat, Brad Dunn, Dale Thompson, and Al Shetler are proud to bring us our first look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Two finals from this afternoon. At Wrigley Field, the Cubs continue their slide as the Padres scored 3 in the ninth and overtook the Cubs 4-3 San Diego. And in the Bronx, the Yankees edged Oakland today 4-3. They're in the bottom of the eighth inning at SBC Park in San Francisco, and the Dodgers hold a 5-2 lead over the Dodgers hold a 5-2 lead over the Giants. And at Camden Yards in Baltimore, they're already in the top of the sixth inning, and the Orioles are shelling the Royals 5-0. We'll have more for you throughout the evening, of course, on the State Farm Major League scoreboard, sponsored by State Farm Insurance agents Brad Dunn, Dale Thompson, Gary Schubat, and Al Shetler. Our parent club, the Angels, bombed Seattle 12-7 last night. And that game was at Angel Stadium in Anaheim, and it upped the Angel record to 16-20. Jeff Mathis had 2 of Salt Lake's 7 hits as they lost to Omaha 4-2. The AAA Salt Lake team is 21-13, and Jeff Mathis, who was recently sent back to AAA Salt Lake, had 2 hits. And Rancho Cucamonga upped their record to 19-15 as former Colonel Submariner from April, Kevin Lynch, picked up a win in 2/3 of an inning of scoreless relief, and Kevin Jepson notched his 5th save. We're ready to go here. Jake Rasner and Tommy Mendoza, combined ages 37. Rasner's 19 years old. Tommy is 18. Rasner's a 6'4" right-hander, and he pitched very well against a potent Dayton offense right here in this ballpark Sunday afternoon. He fires upstairs, ball 1. You could probably hear the announcement by public address man Brad Seward. He has the temperature at 46. Our gauge has it at 48. There's a strike called to Stacia. Heinle's riding a 5-game hitting streak on this road trip. His 2-run single in the Colonel's 6-run fifth inning last night cut Clinton's lead to 4-2. Stacia checks his swing, and the pitch is ricocheted into the screen, strike 2. Heinle's batting .290. No homers, 9 RBIs, and 10 doubles for the Colonel switch-hitting shortstop, who's batting left-handed. The infield's in good shape. They had the tarp on when we got here earlier this afternoon. There's strike 3 called, a fastball from Jake Rasner, R-A-S-N-E-R. His numbers are very similar to those of Tommy Mendoza. They're both 1-3. Rasner's ERA is 3.73. Tommy's is 4.10. Rasner has pitched 31 1/3 innings and allowed 32 hits. Mendoza's pitched 41 2/3 innings and surrendered 42 hits. So a couple of talented teenagers clashing here tonight at Alliant Energy Field, rather. Brad Kuhn takes a bunt and takes a fastball upstairs. Jake Rasner, 19 years old, 7th round pick by the Rangers, stands with his feet more than shoulder width apart, stares right down the chute, and his next pitch is popped foul down the third base side, and it glides or drifts beyond the reach of the left fielder, Terry Blunt. Brad Kuhn drew a pair of walks last night, had a bunt single. He was 1 for 3. Kuhn's average is .278. No homers, 9 RBIs. The center fielder, Truan Mel, is shading Kuhn to hit into left center. Brad takes a fastball downstairs for ball 2. Rasner, much like Tommy Mendoza, is a hard thrower. Clinton in their white home uniforms with black hats, black sleeves, black socks, green cursive lettering across the front that spells LumberKings. There's a fastball at the knees for strike 2. And Clinton has green numbers on the back of their white home jerseys with silver trim. 2-2 to Brad Kuhn here in the top of the first inning. Fastball just missed low and in for ball 3. Brad has run the count full. Heinle Stacia struck out looking to start tonight's action. Here on 1600 AM, KCRG, Cedar Rapids. You're in the zone. Kuhn is wearing a pair of red batting gloves. The payoff pitch. Corked hard to first on 3 hops. Freddie Thon has it and steps on the bag himself for the unassisted putout. Brad Kuhn hit it hard on the ground right at Freddie Thon. Freddie had 4 hits last night, and he flashed some leather at Brad Kuhn as he stood his ground on that hard-hit ground ball. 2 gone here in the Colonel first, and the batter Jordan Renz. Jordan's batting .284 on the year with a team-high 5 home runs and a club-leading 24 RBIs. Jordan was 2 for 4 last night. Check that. He was 2 for 5 as he takes a slider in the dirt, ball 1. The catcher this evening for Clinton is Brian Valicka, Valicka. Renz had a 2-run double in the big Colonel 6-run 5th inning that tied the game at 4. He also scored in that Colonel 6-run 5th, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. Base is empty, 2 gone here in the Colonel first. Rasner's curve, he hung it, and Jordan swung and missed. That was a hanging curveball that Jake Rasner got away with. And Jake, the right-hander, is ahead of Jordan, 1-2. Curve and a broken bat 2-hopper to the shortstop, Matt Smith. His throw is right on, and Jordan Renz is retired on a broken bat grounder to short. The Kernels go in order in the top of the first here at Alliant Energy Field, where it's overcast and cool. After 1/2 inning, Kernels nothing, and the LumberKings coming to bat. You're enjoying Colonel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to the ballpark every Wednesday this season. You heard right. Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to Veterans Memorial Stadium every Wednesday this season. The first 750 of you Colonel fans to enter the gates before Wednesday's home game will receive an envelope full of money inside from Fairfax State Savings Bank. Each of those 750 envelopes will contain a greenback up to a $100 bill. Fairfax State Savings Bank, free money Wednesdays. Come early to line your pocket with cash.
Meet Jim. Well, it's nice how he spends weekends in his yard trying to kill weeds.
Gotcha.
Meet Dave. He spends weekends on the green. That's because Greg's Lawn Service takes care of his lawn. Mowing, fertilizing, pruning, and, weed control. Greg's does the big jobs, too. Landscaping, retaining walls, curb edging, and patios. So when you've had enough of those little devils...
Aha! Yes.
Call 393-0101. Greg's Lawn Service, a cut above the rest.
Hi, I'm Tanya Sedlock, your local Pekin Insurance agent at Andrews Insurance here in Cedar Rapids. We all know how quickly life can change. You buy a new car or a new home. Your family is blessed with a new baby. Your teenager starts driving the family car. I'm here to help with a complete line of insurance plans to give you protection when you need it the most. Pekin Insurance has been in business of insuring people for 85 years. I'm here to put your interests first. Please visit me, Tanya Sedlock, at the Andrews Agency.
Matt Smith is first up, a .296 hitting shortstop, a left-handed batter, 5'11", 175, out of Virginia Military Institute. Nothing for 3 last night, but he walked his first 2 times up. Kernels were retired in order in the top of the first, and Tommy Mendoza sails a fastball high and outside. Ball 1 to Matt Smith. Smith is 22 years old, and he lives in Chesapeake, Virginia. Left-handed hitter, and a strike is in to even the count 1-1. Travis Schlichting is a few steps in on the grass at third, about 6 feet off the third base line. Smith, an open stance, takes strike 2 on the outside edge, a fastball. The Kernels are in their gray road uniforms with red sleeves and all navy blue caps, red socks. The only Kernel who's wearing his red socks up high, Larry Infante. There's a slider in at the knees on the inside corner. Strike 3 called to Matt Smith. He looks back in disbelief at the plate umpire, but he is called out on strikes just as Heinle Stacia, the Kernel leadoff batter, was caught looking in the top of this first inning. Jose Vallejo, man, did he murder the Kernels last night. A switch hitter batting left. Vallejo pops the first pitch up foul over the LumberKing third base dugout. Vallejo was 4 for 5. He drove in 3 runs. He scored the game-winning run in the 9th inning. He lifted his average from 196 to 227. Switch hitter batting left, and he backs away from a fastball down and in, does the Dominican Jose Vallejo, 21 years old. No score. We're in the bottom of the first inning on this overcast Saturday night. A fastball misses just outside, and it's 2-1 to Jose. 330 down the left field line here at Alliant Energy Field. 325 down the right field line. 395 to dead center. Here's a high foul down the left field line, and it drifts beyond the reach of Stantrell Smith. It lands in the LumberKing bullpen, which is completely vacated. The Kernel bullpen core is all huddled up in their quilted lined red jackets with gray sleeves down the right field line, but none of the LumberKing relievers have left the dugout yet. Tommy Mendoza on a 2-2 delivery. Strike 3 called, a fastball at the knees, and Jose Vallejo is caught looking. 2 away here in the LumberKing first inning. That brings up Terry Blunt. Brad Seward, my longtime friend, who's the public address announcer here in Clinton, said, I'd really like the way Terry Blunt brings the game every night. He is a hustler. He didn't play in last night's series opener. He shoots one past Travis Schlichting on the first pitch into left. Stantrell Smith comes up with it, and Terry Blunt lashes a base hit just to the left of Travis Schlichting into left field for a 2-out single. Well, I see what Brad means now. Terry Blunt out of Kansas State, signed by Texas as a non-drafted free agent, didn't play in last night's LumberKing 8-7 win. He hit one like a bullet to the left of Travis Schlichting for a 2-out single. That brings in the Ranger first-round pick from last year out of Stanford University, John Mayberry. This guy is built, man, 6'6", 230. Ball 1 is up and in from the Kernel right-hander. Tommy Mendoza didn't start pitching until his junior year in high school. He was a catcher, then a first baseman. And they tried him on the mound. He throws to first, and back standing up is Terry Blunt. Terry has 6 steals and 10 tries. Clinton is tied for 9th in the league, 9th of 14 teams in stolen bases with 31. There's a fastball inside, and Brett Martinez whips a throw down to first. Terry Blunt dives back in hand first, and his white LumberKing uniform is now covered in dirt. John Mayberry is ahead in the count, 2-0. Yes, he's the son of former Royal great slugging first baseman, left-handed hitting John Mayberry. Mayberry was on those teams with Cookie Rojas and Freddie Potek and George Brett and Craig Poquette. Here's a shot to third, and it's caught by Schlichting. John Mayberry hit the cover off the ball as he hit a scalding bullet right at Schlichting for the final out of the first inning. John Mayberry lines to third. No runs for Clinton in the first. One hit. There were no Colonel errors, and the LumberKings leave a runner aboard. Then after one at Alliant Energy Field, it's the Kernels nothing and Clinton nothing. This is Colonel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
There's a lot you can do to satisfy your taste for Italian. You can marry one. Do you, Susan Smith, take Giuseppe Valentino? You can drive one. Or you can go to Zio Giano's and feast on Zio's homemade bread, pizzas, and pasta, authentically prepared in Zio Giano's famous Italian style. Zio Giano's for the hometown taste of Italy.
Come to Zio Giano's, the pasta makes you Zio. Come to Zio Giano's for real Italiano. Come to Zio Giano's, the pasta.
What do I get at Cost Cutters? Hey, my hair is my trademark. I gotta be able to count on a good cut and stuff to keep my hair looking thick, even if it's not.
I get a good cut, no long wait, a smile, and a little something left over in my wallet.
I get little trims that keep my hair long and healthy, and stuff to make it loose and curly one day, straight and sassy the next.
With expert stylists trained in the latest trends and techniques and your favorite professional styling and hair care products, you'll always get what you're looking for at Cost Cutters. At Cost Cutters, you can always count on convenient, affordable, professional care and products that help you create just the style you want. At Cost Cutters, you'll always get a little more.
What do I get at Cost Cutters? A slick, clean cut, great highlights, and a little wig from the hottest stylist I've ever seen.
No score as we go to the top half of the second here at Alliant Energy Field. A 16-foot high wall from left field to right field. Well, actually, the wall in right field is 12 feet high, but at the 401 mark in deep right center, it elevates to 16 feet high. It stays 16 feet high until the middle of the left center field power alley. Then it dips again down to 12 feet. And the scoreboard is new. It's green to reflect one of the two primary LumberKing colors, green and black. And it has a tri-vision mechanism atop the running score of the game that changes messages throughout the ball game. Strike one on the outside edge to Mark Trumbo. Mark drove in a run last night. He was 1 for 4 with a walk and an RBI. He's leading off here in the second inning, and he falls behind 0-2 as he cranks a pitch foul off the railing of the LumberKing third base dugout. Mark Trumbo, a 188 batter, 4 homers, 16 RBIs. Mark is only 20 years old, and he's facing 19-year-old right-hander Jake Rasner from Nevada. Ooh, a slow curve just missed outside. Rasner has a classic windup, much like our 19-year-old right-hander, Nick Adenhart. That is, he thrusts his arms above his head, rocks back on his left foot, and then puts everything he has into the pitch. A chopper on 2 hops, make it free to Jose Vallejo at second, and Vallejo flips to first to get Mark Trumbo. Mark Trumbo is grounded out to second, 1 away here in the Kernel second inning. The annual Kernel Foundation Golf with the Kernels outing is coming up soon. There's still plenty of time, though, to sign up by calling Jessica Ferguson. The date of the Golf with the Kernels outing is Wednesday, May 24th. It starts at noon at Wildcat Golf Course. And you'll be golfing with Kernel players and coaches starting at noon on Wednesday, May 24th. To sign up as an individual, $75 per golfer or $240 per foursome, call Jessica Ferguson at 896-7608. Jessica's number, 896-7608. Travis Schlichting takes a breaking ball outside and now a fastball at the knees for a strike, 1-1 to Travis. Schlichting hitting .254. 2 homers, 6 RBIs. Travis was 1 for 4 in last night's game, and he pops one high in the air, foul, onto the first base grandstand roof. Travis walked with 2 outs in the first to load the bases last night. and also had a hit. Jake Rasner, hard to believe his record's 1-3, a 3.73 ERA. He was very tough on the Dayton Dragons on Sunday afternoon here at Alliant Energy Field. He beat them 9-1. Here's a deep drive down the left field line, hooking, and a home run! A home run for Travis Schlichting, his third of the year, and it puts the Kernels ahead 1-0 here in the top of the second inning. Travis Schlichting teed off on a 1-2 pitch from Jake Rasner and lined it down the left field line. It kept hooking, and I had to wait for the plate umpire, who stepped down the third baseline about 25 feet and finally signaled with his index finger, twirling it in a circular motion, indicating fair ball, home run for Travis Schlichting. And it's 1-0 Kernels here in the top of the second. A strike is in to Brett Martinez. Brett was 1 for 4 last night. Jake Rasner's next delivery is a fastball on the outside corner, strike 2. Travis Schlichting's home run, his third of the year, means PRC's Community Care will donate another $25 to the Haycap Food Reservoir in their Home Runs for the Hungry campaign. 21 home runs slugged by the Kernels this spring, and $525 the total donated by PRC's Community Care to the Haycap Food Reservoir. Ball one outside to Martinez. Now Brett on a curveball loops it foul off to the right. Count remains 1-2 to the Kernel catcher, who served as the DH last night, Brett Martinez. Now Rasner goes to the backside of the slope and with a popsicle stick knocks some mud out of his spikes. In fact, he's still clawing away at them. So Brett Martinez knocks a little bit of mud out of his spikes with the end of his black lacquer bat. Brett with a 1-2 count, batting with the bases empty, one away here in the second inning. And a tap to shallow short, charged by Matt Smith. He has plenty of time, but throws to the home plate side of the base, and coming off the bag was Freddie Thon, and then he almost collided with Brett Martinez. Thon tagged out Brett for the second out of the inning. Well, Matt Smith made that routine play rather adventuresome as his throw faded towards the home plate side of first and put Freddie Thon in an awkward position. Freddie had to leave the bag, catch Smith's errant throw, and then tag Brett Martinez. He did that, and Brett is gone on a grounder to short. 2 gone here in the Kernel second inning. A ground ball to the left side off the bat of Madison Edwards, cut off by the third baseman, and John Whittleman throws in time to get Madison Edwards. Madison Edwards' first pitch swinging broke his bat and rolled out to third base. In the second inning, 1 run for the Kernels on the Travis Schlichting home run. 1 hit, there were no Clinton errors, and the Kernels lead, the base is empty. And after an inning and a half, here in Clinton, the Kernels on top of the LumberKings, 1-0. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
With spring comes a sound we're all familiar with, lawnmowers. The Solid Waste and Recycling Department encourages you to mulch your grass this year, though instead of bag. It's a practice known as grass cycling. Why grass cycling? Well, it saves time because you don't have to rake or bag your grass clippings. But it also saves money because those clippings contain essential nutrients, reducing your need for expensive fertilizers. Best of all, grass cycling helps to save landfill space. Do your part. Grass cycle. This message from the Solid Waste and Recycling Department.
Next Flower and Garden Shop will be open until 5 o'clock tomorrow, Mother's Day. And if you have waited to the last minute, that's all right. Pex will be ready to serve you tomorrow. You can choose from one of many of the thoughtful fresh flower bouquets for Mom or a growing plant arrangement. Pex is your professional FTD florist. They've been delivering Mother's Day smiles since 1956. Pex is at the corner of Blair's Ferry and Edgewood Road. If you need to call to order Mom the flowers, say before or after church, you can do that. Call Pex at 393-5565, 393-5565. Your mom will be delighted when she receives flowers or plants tomorrow from Pex Flower and Garden Shop. They've been putting smiles on moms' faces since 1956. Freddie Thon was a handful last night. Freddie was 4 for 5. He homered, scored 3 runs, and he drove in the game-winning run in the 9th inning. Thon hitting .303, left-handed batter. Takes a fastball outside, ball 1. Freddie's from Puerto Rico, and he hit .279 with the Spokane Ball Club in the Northwest League last year. Freddie Thon fouls one away off to the left to even the count 1-1. Thon is a left-handed hitter, and he went to Brevard County Community College down in Florida. A changeup is outside, and it's 2-1 to the left-handed batter, Freddie Thon. Thon. His uncle was a very promising shortstop in the big leagues, Dickie Thon, until he was beaned by a pitch, and he was never quite the same after that. Freddie laces a pitch foul straight back, and he's even on the count 2-2. Travis Schlichting one-out homer in the top of this second inning has staked the Kernels to an early 1-0 lead. Freddie Thon had a pitch up in his wheelhouse and fouls it back into the screen. We're as close, seemingly, to home plate as Tommy Mendoza is. It seems like we're 60 feet 6 inches from home plate here at Alliant Energy Field. It's my favorite vantage point of any broadcast booth in the league. There's an Uncle Charlie, and it drops in for strike 3 call. Tommy Mendoza has struck out 3 LumberKings, all looking here in the early going. The 2 lowest broadcast vantage points in the league are here in Clinton and in South Bend at Kovalevsky Stadium. The 2 highest vantage points, by far the highest, Fort Wayne's Castle, or Veterans Stadium as they call it. Swinging a foul. Boy, the LumberKings are getting some hefty hacks at Tommy Mendoza's fastballs. John Whittleman fouls one straight back, strike 1. Whittleman's a left-handed batter. Second-round pick by Texas last year. From the state of Texas, and Tommy misses low with a changeup. 1-1 to John Whittleman. Now, our highest vantage point is about 5 stories above the field in Fort Wayne. There's strike 2 on the inside corner. Tommy Mendoza's throwing hard, and he's throwing strikes. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Bases empty, 1 away, 1-0 Kernels. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. Tommy Mendoza records his 4th strikeout, and there are 2 gone here in the bottom of the second inning. And with 2 away, Truan Mel bats. He may try to bunt his way on. Truan singled and scored in the 6th inning last night to cut a Kernel 6-4 lead to 6-5. Truan started his collegiate career at Hutchinson, Kansas Community College, then went to the University of Maryland. Strike 1 called on the outside corner. I'm not sure how long Tommy Mendoza can keep this velocity at the high level, but man, is he throwing hard and accurately. There's a fastball outside for ball 1. Truan Mel is batting .226. A pair of homers, 8 RBIs. He's a left-handed batter. And a curve is looped into left for a base hit. Truan Mel went the other way, and he's aboard with the 2-out single. That one to the left of Travis Schlichting and retrieved in left field by Stantrell Smith. Truan Mel took Tommy Mendoza the other way, just as Terry Blunt did in the first inning. Both LumberKing hits by left-handed batters who went the other way. In fact, get this, 7 of the 9 Clinton batters are left-handed. 7 of their 9 hitters tonight will bat left-handed. There's a fastball at the knees for a strike. There is no speed pitch indicator here at Alliant Energy Field. We may ask our friend Paul he's a scoreboard operator, to use these binoculars and see if he can see any of the radar guns from the pitchers below. There's strike 2 called to Joe Kemp, left-handed batter. Okay, the radar guns are not operating at this point behind. At least Brad Seward can't get a read on the radar, the speed of these pitches. 0-2 to left-handed hitting Joe Kemp. Joe with a slightly open stance. Taps one over the hill, up the middle, and no play for Larry Infante. He backhands it in shallow center field, and it's a base hit for Joe Kemp on an 0-2 pitch. Joe Kemp bounced it over the hill, and it got between Stacia and Larry Infante. Larry made a good play to his right to prevent Truanmel from going to third base. So it's an infield single. Well, actually, Infante gloved it in shallow center. It made it to the outfield. But we'll call it an infield single. And the LumberKings have an uprising brewing here in the second inning. Mel at second, Kemp at first. For right-handed hitting, Brian Velicka. Velicka is from the University of Delaware. And a fastball buzzes right inside on the belt buckle of Brian, ball 1. Brian Velicka, before going to the University of Delaware, played collegiately at Oklahoma State. Same school that produced Robin Ventura. A ground ball foul past third, and it trickles into the LumberKing left field bullpen. We're in the bottom of the second inning, and with 2 outs, Truanmel and Joe Kemp have singled. Tying run at second, go-ahead run at first. Brian Velicka didn't play in last night's Clinton win. He's batting .214 with a couple of homers and 10 RBIs, a right-handed batter with a straightaway stance. Velicka's a tall guy for a catcher, 6'3". Mendoza's 1-1. Swing and a miss, a throw to first, and that runner, Joe Kemp, gets back before Mark Trumbo puts a tag on. Tommy handcuffed Brian Velicka with a pitch right in on his hands, and Velicka swung half-heartedly in self-defense. Brian steps out. He's using a white ash bat, wears a pair of black batting gloves. Now Brett Martinez had a quick question for the plate umpire, asking about the count. No, it is 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count is 1-2, yes. There was a little confusion about the count. Yes, it is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now Andy Fox is asking why the count was... Okay, he's happy with it now, too. And every once in a while, even with a 2-man umpiring crew, you can lose track of the count. 1-0 Kernels here in the bottom of the second inning, and the LumberKings have 2 on with 2 out, and time is called as Tommy Mendoza's working from the stretch. 48 degrees here in Clinton on May 12th. Here's a long one to left. Stantrell looks up. It's off the wall. 1 run is in. Here's another man, Kemp, racing around third. The relay throw to the plate is in time, and Brett Martinez held it. Oh, they called him safe. They called the runner safe. Did Martinez drop the ball? Oh, what a vicious collision at home plate between Joe Kemp and Brett Martinez. I thought Brett held the ball, but he must have dropped it. His chin is cut. And a 2-run double. Check that. Yeah, it'll be a double, and then the batter goes to third, and it's 2-1 Clinton here in the second inning. Oh, brother. Wow, Brian Velicka on a 1-2 pitch ripped it down the left field line. And with 2 out, Truanmel scored from second to tie the game at 1. Joe Kemp raced all the way home from first, and a relay throw from Smith to Stacia to the plate, and it looked like Joe Kemp was out, but I think the Kernels didn't argue. Brad Seward, where did the ball land? I never saw Martinez drop the throw. He's being tended to, Brett Martinez, by the Kernel trainer, and what a gutty tag by Brett Martinez. I still don't know how he dropped the ball. It's a 2-run double by the number 9 hitter, and Clinton has recaptured the lead 2-1 here in the second inning. The batter, Velicka, ends up at third, but they'll credit him with a 2-run double. Now Tommy Mendoza misses low, ball one. Wow, the lower third of the Clinton order, batting .226, .202, and .214. They produce a run, 2 runs with 2 out. Now a strike evens the count to Matt Smith. Woo, brother. Where did Brian Velicka come up on a 1-2 pitch? I mean, he drilled it down the line and left to score a pair. Now ball 2, low and away. And Brett Martinez stood right in there as Joe Kemp, the runner at first, bowled him over. And I still never saw the ball leave Martinez's glove. Here's a foul straight back by Matt Smith. It's 2-2. Well, Tommy Mendoza has made a lot of pitches here in the second inning. He struck out the first 2 LumberKings. True and Mel singled to left. Joe Kemp reached on an infield single, and Brian Velicka, the number 9 hitter, delivers a 2-run, 2-out double on a 1-2 count. Brother, you'd never know Clinton had the 11-23 record they have. They have played very, very well in this series so far. In fact, they're playing like they're 23-11, not 11-23. Now time is called. You just didn't expect Brian Velicka on a 1-2 count with a .214 average to hit a ball that hard, but he did. Now a pitch looped foul off to the left, and it's still 2-2 to Matt Smith, the left-handed hitting leadoff batter. 2-1 LumberKings. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Brad Kuhn is shifted way around into left center, and he's playing very shallow. Breaking pitch down and in, and that's ball 3. So the third out, very, very tough to come by here in the second inning. Tommy's payoff pitch. Bounce back hard to the mound. Mendoza fields it on one hop and throws out Matt Smith. Tommy Mendoza gets Matt Smith on a hard hit ball right back to his chest to end the inning. The LumberKings strike for 2 runs in the second on 3 hits. No Colonel errors, and Clinton leaves a runner. They've stranded a pair. And after 2, Clinton on top, 2-1. This is Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
Diet Pepsi is taking you to the movies. All kinds of movies, like horror films.
Hey, there's a guy with a hockey mask outside. Let's go see what he wants. Okay.
Sci-fi films.
Gentlemen, we're in luck. Those aliens speak American.
Kung fu movies.
Your English voiceover looks terrible. Taste my nunchucks.
Teen flicks.
I am so ugly. Well, you'd be hot if you ditched your glasses and your nerdy side ponytail. Oh my gosh, I am hot.
Foreign films.
Le French fries, the French toast. Baguette, le bougelet. Le croissant.
Crime films.
So, did you find anything?
Only this computer disc labeled totally incriminating evidence.
Well, keep looking.
Introducing the Diet Pepsi box office promotion. Find a code in specially marked Diet Pepsi packages. Collect and enter codes at dietpepsiboxoffice.com to redeem for a movie ticket, even to action movies.
Well, the bad guy's dead. I'll just turn my back. I can't believe you fell for that.
Light, crisp, refreshing Diet Pepsi.
Subject to official rules, void where prohibited. And 63006. Multiple purchases required. See website for redemption details.
Imagine the convenience of accomplishing your next real estate transaction under one roof. Buying a home, selling a home, or securing the right mortgage loan are simple and worry-free at Todd Financial Services. Todd Financial Services knows that you've worked hard to be able to make the dream of home ownership a reality. Todd Financial Services understands that people do business with people they trust. You can count on Todd Financial Services to put you and your needs first so that your real estate transactions are pleasurable.
We go to the top of the third inning. A Travis Schlichting home run in the second gave the Colonels a 1-0 lead. Clinton bounced back with 2 outs in the second with 2 singles and a 2-run double, and they take the lead 2-1. Jake Rasner on the hill for the LumberKings. We're back at home this Tuesday to start an 8-game homestand. And Tuesday night is a triple play Tuesday. And that means that a regular sandwich, any regular sandwich, a beverage and chips, just $5 on Tuesday, May 16th. Then Wednesday, a 6:30 start against Quad City. a Fairfax State Savings Bank Money Wednesday. That means the first 750 of you fans, regardless of age or gender, will receive an envelope with money in it from Fairfax State Savings Bank up to $100. Speaking of money, I'm going to send one of the best Colonel fans I know. Sonia Massey is visiting here with one of the host families, Linda Tutt. Sonia looks like she's bundled up for an Iowa Hawkeye football game in November. She says it's that cold out. Speaking of that, Sonia, would you mind treating yourself to anything you want and also seeing if they have a hot chocolate? Thank you so much. Larry Infante is first up for the Kernels, and Larry takes ball one up and away. 2-1 LumberKings here in the top of the third inning. Now Rasner has to go behind the hill again and scrape some more mud out of his spikes. The mound itself does not look muddy. The rubber seems to be in great shape, but you never know what could upset the balance or rhythm of a hurler. Larry Infante's batting .135. No homers, 5 runs driven in. There's ball 2 upstairs to the Colonel left-handed hitting second baseman. Larry had a big night Friday night in Dayton. He was 1 for 3. He drove in a run. He scored a run. Outfield plays Larry Infante to hit the other way. Larry's played in 16 of the 34 Colonel games. He takes strike one called from Jake Rasner. Let's set the LumberKings for you defensively. In left field, Terry Blunt, Truan Mells in center, and Joe Kemp is in right. At third, in on the grass, is John Whittleman. The shortstop's Matt Smith. Jose Vallejos at second, and the first baseman is Freddie Thon, a battery of Rasner and Velica. Ball 3 just missed downstairs, and it's 3-1 to Larry Infante. There's strike 2 as Larry was stepping out of the batter's box to try to throw off the delivery of the right-hander from the state of Nevada, Jake Rasner. The league hitting .262 against him. He walks Larry Infante. Rasner tried to overthrow, put a little extra on that 3-2 pitch, and he missed with it down and in for ball 4, and the Colonels put the tying run on with nobody out. Here in the top of the third inning, trailing 2-1. Let's see what Stantrell Smith will do. Stantrell has had a hit in each of the 3 games he's played in as a Colonel. Right-handed batter, 16th round pick in 2003 by the Angels. Stantrell may be bunting. He's not bunted. He swings at a high fastball and misses, strike 1. So Stantrell Smith, 22 years old, hit .256 with Orem last year in 64 games. 3 homers, 28 RBIs. Now Rasner once again has to slow things down by clawing some more mud out of his spikes. Larry Infante has a very short lead at first. The Colonels lead the league in stolen bases. 51 steals in 35 games. Swing and a miss on a high fastball, and Stantrell Smith is in the hole 0-2. We're in the top of the third here in Clinton, and the LumberKings are ahead 2-1. Infante leads away at first. He's not running, and there's ball 1 upstairs. Rasner had gotten Stantrell to swing at 2 high fastballs, so he tried a third time, and Smith laid off. That date again for the annual Colonel Foundation golf outing, Wednesday, May 24th. A noon start at Wildcat in Shellsburg. You'll get to golf with Colonel players and coaches. It's a lot of fun, and after the golf event, Carlos O'Kelly's will be catering a meal. One fella called me and said that's reason enough for him to sign up. Carlos O'Kelly's will be catering the meal. There's a throw to first, and Larry Infante, 2 for 4 in stolen base attempts, gets back standing up. Travis Schlichting gave the Kernels a 1-0 lead in the top of the second, but Clinton rallied with 2 out in the bottom half of the inning and scored a pair. Stan Trell waves that bat back and forth, a la Gary Sheffield. Did he hold up on a breaking pitch? Yes, according to the base umpire. A curveball that Stan Trell took a check swing on. I remember my first year broadcasting, Chuck Fulton was listening to the game and said, Johnny, as a guy who really knows baseball, I got to tell you the difference between a check swing and a half swing. A check swing means the batter holds up in time. A half swing means he went around. Infante running, and Smith fouls it in the air off to the right. So the Kernels and Bobby Magallanes playing hit and run. I'll explain that again. Chuck Fulton helped me as a young broadcaster, distinguishing between a check swing and a half swing. A check swing means the batter did not break his wrist or offer at the pitch. In other words, he checked his hands or checked his swing in time. A half swing means he went around and swung at the pitch. There goes Infante. Swing and a miss, and Larry steals the base without a throw. Stantrell Smith swung at a curveball way low and outside and strikes out, but Larry Infante steals second for his third steal of the year. Sonia Massey, thank you so much. I hope Sonia can come back to tomorrow afternoon's game, possibly. Nice to have someone warm my hands up here with that hot chocolate. Linda Tutt is here. She's one of the Colonel host families. Swing and a miss by Heinle Stacia. That's strike one. Ralph Palmer is here with his wife from the RJ Center. They're enjoying the new box seats that were part of the $3.7 million renovation here. Beautiful green seats, state-of-the-art. Heinle Stacia with the tying run at second. Takes upstairs a fastball, 1-1. Jake Rasner making his 7th start of the season for Clinton. Has walked only 10 men in 31 1/3 innings. The home run hit by Schlichting in the second inning was the 5th long ball surrendered by Rasner this season. Heinle Stacia, a .290 hitting leadoff batter for the Kernels. Swings and misses. I think the right-hander took a little bit something off that one. We have a couple more finals on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. This afternoon in San Francisco, the Giants rallied for 4 in the bottom of the 9th to knock off the Dodgers 6-5. And the Orioles dismantled the Royals 11-1 late this afternoon at Camden Yards. Heinle takes just outside, ball 2. This afternoon, the Cubs blew a lead. San Diego scored 1 in the 8th, 3 in the 9th to shade the Cubs at Wrigley 4-3, and it was the Yankees edging Oakland today in the Bronx 4-3. Those are the other finals we have on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Here in Trenton, we're in the top of the 3rd, 2-1 LumberKings. Tying run at second, Larry Infante. And Heinle can't catch up to a Jake Rasner fastball. He swings and misses, strike 3. So after the walk and stolen base by Infante, Stantrell Smith struck out as Larry stole second. Heinle Stacia couldn't catch up with that high heat. He fans 2 away for Brad Kuhn. Brad wrapped out to first baseman Freddie Thon, his first time up. The Iowa Hawkeye baseball team was playing at Banks Field this afternoon. They had to complete a suspended game with Purdue, then play a doubleheader, so in essence a triple header. Man, those northern teams, by that I mean Midwest teams, are at a distinct disadvantage having to play Division I baseball in April and May. Kuhn fouls one away down the left field line, strike 1. These two hurlers are very similar. Clinton's Jake Rasner is a hard thrower. So, too, is 18-year-old Colonel right-hander Tommy Mendoza. Rasner has struck out 3 Kernels. Mendoza has fanned 4 LumberKings. We're only in the top of the 3rd inning. Brad, a left-handed batter, hitting second in the Allen Motor Company order. There's a pass ball off the glove of Brian Velicka. It's a ball to Kuhn, and on to third goes Larry Infante. Brian Velicka simply missed that pitch. He did get a piece of his black catcher's mitt on it, but not enough to slow it down, and he talks it over with his right-hander to indicate perhaps that they got their signals crossed. Velicka's wearing black shin guards, a black batting helmet, a black chest protector with some silver piping in it. And now the Kernels have the tying run at third with 2 out here in the third inning. Let's see if Brad Kuhn can come through and drive home Larry Infante to tie this one up in the third inning. The catcher sets up on the inner half. The pitch is inside, and it's, 2 balls, 1 strike to Brad Kuhn. What a beautiful scene it is, even on a cloudy, overcast, cool Saturday night, to look beyond the 16-foot high wall in center and see the banks of the Mississippi River. Here's a high fly ball into right, drifting over Joe Kemp. He gives way to the center fielder, Truman Mel, and Mel makes the catch in right center. So the Kernels can't take advantage of a leadoff walk drawn by Larry Infante. They leave Larry stranded at third, and no runs in the third inning. No hits, a walk, a stolen base, a passed ball. There were no LumberKing errors, and the Kernels leave their first man aboard this evening. We go to the bottom of the third, and it's Clinton 2, the Kernels 1. You're enjoying Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Don't you wonder sometimes how all those companies who claim to be the best can actually be the best? Doesn't just one of them have to be the best? When it comes to motor coach travel, Tri-State Travel is the best. We have the highest safety rating, the largest variety of coaches, a trained driving staff, and 66 years of experience. Don't you want to travel with the best? That would be Tri-State Travel, now at our new location on 7th Street Southwest.
Hi, this is John Rogers, the voice of the Kernels. I'd like to share a few words with you about Colonel Team Physician, orthopedic surgeon Dr. David Terse. My father was a surgeon, and like most sons, I looked up to him as the greatest dad and the best doctor on earth. When I was diagnosed with a torn meniscus in my right knee recently, I wondered if my doctor here in Cedar Rapids would measure up to my dad's standards. My doctor was Dr. David Terse. Dr. Terse's thorough and expert explanation of my x-ray, his calm and reassuring description of the procedure he would be performing, and his kind and confident bedside manner impressed me beyond my expectations. Dr. Terse has those exceptional qualities we all hope to find in our doctor: an established reputation of excellence, the ability to communicate with us so that we understand and trust his words, and that gut feeling that he truly cares about us. Dr. Terse is a world-class surgeon and a first-class person. I've experienced firsthand why the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, the Kernels' parent ball club, has entrusted Dr. Terse to care for our players. And you heard Jordan Renz rave about the care Dr. Terse gave him to help him heal that torn muscle in his right throwing arm. We go to the bottom of the third inning, and ball 1 is high to Jose Vallejo. 2-1 LumberKings. Couple of good young right-handers pitching against each other tonight. Vallejo is late on a high fastball, and he pops one foul out of play down the left field line. Beyond the third base grandstand here at Alliant Energy Field is a concrete tarmac that has, a couple of dozen picnic tables and umbrellas. A nice picnic area down the left field line. Here's a base hit into left by who else? Jose Vallejo, his 5th hit of the series. Vallejo has the 5th hit of the night for the LumberKings. They pounded out 15 hits in their 8-7 win last night, so they are far from the 236 hitting team that they have shown to the rest of the league. Clinton is 12th in the league in hitting with a 236 team average, but they've already amassed in 11 innings in this series. They have 20 hits. 20 hits. Terry Blunt bounces one to first. The runner was going, and in essence, a swinging bunt. It's fielded by Trumbo. Mark steps on the bag. Terry Blunt is retired on a one-hopper to first. Jose Vallejo is running, and he's at second with 1 out here in the third inning. 1 on, 1 out for the LumberKings here in the third inning. John Mayberry lined out to third to end the LumberKing first inning. Breaking pitch is looped into center. It's caught by Stacia, and then Heinley backpedaling into shallow center where he caught it. Flips to Larry Infante. That's an inning-ending double play. John Mayberry was jammed. He was strong enough to lift it in the air, and he blooped it into shallow center. Heinley Stacia retreated. Heinley caught it, and as he was backpedaling on the grass, he flipped to Larry Infante, and Larry was at the bag to catch it, and Jose Vallejo was caught off second. No runs for Clinton in the third. One hit, a leadoff single. There were no LumberKing errors, or the Kernel errors, rather. A double play turned by the Kernels. No one left by the LumberKings. And after 3, Clinton's leading the Kernels 2-1. You're enjoying Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Cedar Rapids' oldest wholesale greenhouse is also Cedar Rapids' full-service landscaping and lawn care center. Cedar Rapids Greenhouses has been serving eastern Iowans for 50 years at the corner of Johnson Avenue and Edgewood Road behind Guppy's on the Go. Cedar Rapids Greenhouses has a full line of trees and shrubs like magnolias, maples, and lilacs. And for a limited time, buy any potted tree and Cedar Rapids Greenhouses will deliver and plant it free. If you're searching for the right beautification project, let the trained landscape designers at Cedar Rapids Greenhouses help you create a unique plan for your home. From retaining walls to ponds, waterfalls, and fountains, they'll work within your budget and taste, and they do free estimates. Lawn care featuring mowing, fertilization, seeding, sodding, aeration, dethatching, maintenance, and cleanup are all done with care and precision. For the highest quality and low prices, see the difference at Cedar Rapids Greenhouses, Eastern Iowa's full-service landscapers at the corner of Johnson Avenue and Edgewood Road.
Hi, I'm Phil Andrews, your local Pekin insurance agent at Andrews Insurance in Cedar Rapids. I'd like to introduce you to an easy-to-understand, affordable life insurance plan with great benefits. It's simplified issue whole life from Pekin Insurance. The plan requires no medical exam, has guaranteed rates for life, and a guaranteed cash value. Life insurance made simple and affordable from Pekin Insurance. To learn more, contact me, Phil Andrews, at Andrews Insurance.
We go to the top of the fourth inning, and it was nice of Paul to mention that he knew Andrea Murphy's uncle. Andrea's uncle serves on a bank board that Paul, our scorekeeper, is on. And Andrea, I don't know about you, but I hope coffee and hot chocolate are the order of the day. Yes, sirree. It's great to have a big contingent of Kernel fans here. Andrea Murphy's here. So is Linda Tutt, Sonia Massey. Of course, Todd Brummelkamp is from DeWitt, Iowa, so Todd has been a fixture here at Old Riverview Stadium, now Alliant Energy Field, for his whole life. Well, the grounds crew has put some of that chemical drying agent on the front side of the hill, hopefully helping Jake Rasner, their right-hander, the Clinton right-hander, get a firmer toe hold as he extends himself towards the plate. We're going to the top of the fourth inning, and a Travis Schlichting home run with 1 out and the bases empty in the second stake the Kernels to a 1-0 lead. The LumberKings, though, rallied with 2 out in the bottom of the second with a pair of singles, and then their number 9 hitter, Brian Velica, stroked a 2-run double down the left field line to give Clinton the lead. Jordan Renz, Mark Trumbo, Travis Schlichting to bat here in the top half of the fourth inning. 2-1 LumberKings. The lights are on here as we approach 7 o'clock. Jordan Renz broke his bat and grounded out to short in the first inning. Rasner gets ahead with a fastball at the knees. The LumberKing pitching staff ranked 12th in the 14-team Midwest League with a 4.26 ERA. Here's a swing and a miss by Jordan on a pitch that ran in on his hand, strike 2. The Kernel pitching staff is ranked 4th in the 14-team Midwest League with a 3.29 earned run average. Clinton has made it abundantly clear that they're better than their record indicates. Here's a high, deep drive to left. Looking up, Terry Blunt. He leaps at the wall. Adios! Jordan Renz has tied the game on an 0-2 pitch. Renz belts his 6th home run of the year, and it ties the game here in the top of the 4th inning. 2-2. Jordan on an 0-2 pitch got a pitch up in the zone in his wheelhouse, and he lifted it high and deep over that 12-foot high concrete wall and net above the concrete wall onto the grass slope seating berm, and that gives the Kernels their 2nd home run of the night. It ties the game here in the 4th, 2-2, and it's number 6 for Jordan Renz. And that's another $25 donated by PRC, the former Access Direct. PRC's Community Care proud to donate another $25 to the Haycap Food Reservoir in their Home Runs for the Hungry campaign. 2 home runs tonight, and Mark Trumbo takes a pitch outside, or for a strike on the outside corner, now a curve low and away. With Schlichting and Renz home runs this evening, 21 and 22 by the Kernels on the year, PRC's Community Care has now put forth $550 to help eliminate hunger in our community in their generous Home Runs for the Hungry campaign. $550, the total now that the Haycap Food Reservoir has garnered from PRC's Community Care. Mark Trumbo's fallen down or behind in the count 1-2. He stays alive by dribbling a pitch foul behind the plate. We're tied now in the 4th inning, 2 apiece. Mark Trumbo bounced out to second, leading off the 2nd inning. And a breaking pitch is downstairs, 2-2 to Mark. Top of the hour, and you're enjoying Kernel Baseball here on ESPN Radio 1600, KCRG, Cedar Rapids. Ooh, a breaking pitch just missed outside, and that's ball 3. Mark Trumbo was in the hole 1-2, and Mark has now run the count full as Jake Rasner is into his windup, the payoff delivery. Swing and a miss, a high fastball, and that is 4 strikeouts for the 19-year-old LumberKing right-hander. He just reared back and played old country hardball against Mark Trumbo and got him.
Third baseman, Travis Schlichting.
Travis Schlichting batting with the bases empty and 1 away here in the 4th. Homered his first time up, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. Schlichting's home run was his 3rd of the year. Renz's home run, his 6th of the year. Strike 2 on the outside corner at the knees. Travis with that pronounced open stance of his. Swings late and misses on a fastball, and after the Renz home run, both Trumbo and Schlichting have gone down on strikes, and that's 5 strikeouts for Jake Rasner. Here's Brett Martinez, who bounced to short his first time up.
Catcher, Brett Martinez.
Thursday, May 18th, is a Buck a Cup Thursday at Veterans Memorial Stadium. The gates open at 5:30, a 6:30 start against the swing of the Quad Cities. 12-ounce draft beer, 12-ounce soda, and slushies, only $1. A Buck a Cup Thursday, this coming Thursday, May 18th. Strike 1 on the outside edge to Brett Martinez. Now Brett swings and fouls it into the glove of Brian Velicka, the catcher. Jake Rasner, after surrendering the long ball to open up this 4th inning, is in a position to try to strike out the side. The 0-2 to Martinez. Ooh, it just missed outside for ball 1. A grandstand roof protects all the seats here at Alliant Energy Field, with the exception of the grass slope seating berm beyond the left field wall. Nubbing the 1-2 pitch foul to the base of the backstop to stay alive is Brett Martinez. We're tied 2-2 here in the top of the 4th inning. Brett holds that black back right on the end, and a change up in the dirt, a swing and a miss. Paul Velicka has to step out in front of the plate and throw to first to complete the strikeout. So after Renz's home run, Jake Rasner finds his good stuff, and he fans the next three Kernels. 1 run in the fourth for the Kernels on the Renz leadoff homer, 1 hit. There were no Clinton errors. The Kernels leave the bases empty and have stranded 1 man in 4 at-bats. After 3.5 on this brisk, overcast Saturday night, it's the Kernels 2 and the LumberKings 2. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Reading stimulates a child's imagination, increases their mastery of subject matter, improves their spelling and vocabulary, and opens up new worlds of discovery. That's why Toyota Financial Services, the Gazette, and the Kernels are teaming up to encourage elementary students throughout the community to read. Kernels players will visit 38 elementary schools this spring to talk with students about the benefit of reading. Girls and boys will then be rewarded with nifty prizes for achieving reading milestones. Toyota Financial Services, the Gazette, and the Kernels, proud to stand behind our community's youth through reading.
Next up, a musical taste of Dr. Pepper. It's a new spin on an old vibe from me to you. A tasty sip of Dr. Pepper for your ears, and it starts like this.
I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper, wouldn't you like to be a pepper?
Now that's cool, but pepper tastes a little better. So let's slide in a taste of this.
I'm a pepper,
Right on. But there's still more to it. I mean, there's nothing like it, because every sip is a chicken mashup of 23 different flavors. So for the true taste of Dr. Pepper, we dial it up even more. You know it. With 23 flavors mixed into one full taste, every sip is a cool mix of music to your mouth. Woo! Dr. Pepper, there's more to it.
Tommy Mendoza has missed tie with the first pitch of the bottom of the fourth. Freddie Thon, John Whittleman, Truman Mel. The numbers 5, 6, and 7 for skipper Andy Fox and his Clinton LumberKings. Let up is a beauty, a strike call, and it's 1-1 to Freddie. Freddie Thon struck out looking when he led off the second inning. LumberKings have out-hit the Kernels 5-2, but a pair of home runs, one by Schlichting, one by Renz, have given the Kernels the 2 runs they have. Thon fouls one away to the left, strike 2. Your chance to earn a reward from Bruce Moore is coming up in the Kernel 5th inning. It's our Bruce Moore Bonanza. Swing and a miss on a pitch down and in. Freddie Thon is strikeout victim number 6. Or check that, number 5 for Tommy Mendoza. 19-year-old Jake Rasner for the LumberKings has fanned 6 Kernels, and 18-year-old right-hander Tommy Mendoza of the Kernels has struck out 5 Clinton batters. Left-handed hitting John Whittleman, the third baseman, now at the plate. And a changeup in the dirt, ball 1. You'll log on to Bruce Moore's website, www.brucemore.org, BRUCEMORE.org. That's where you'll go to answer our Bruce Moore Bonanza question in the next half inning, the top of the 5th. And then you'll email me with your answer right here in Clinton, john@kernels.com. Swing and a miss on a 1-1 changeup, and Tommy Mendoza's mixing his pitches up very well now. John Whittleman steps out and now puts his black LumberKing batting helmet back on. Whittleman is a .237 batter, no homers, 10 RBIs. 2 tickets to the Classics at Bruce Moore's production of the Fantastics and a Bruce Moore souvenir book will go to our Bruce Moore Bonanza winner tonight. Swing and a miss on a changeup. John Whittleman down on strikes. And that's 6 strikeouts for Tommy Mendoza. You wonder if these cool conditions make it tougher for the hitters. Ordinarily, the pitcher has an advantage on a cold or a brisk night like tonight. 48 degrees, our game time temperature. Here's a bunt in the air, and it sails high over the LumberKing third base dugout. Strike 1 on left-handed hitting Truman Mel. Mel got the LumberKing 2-run rally started in the second inning with a base hit to left. Here's a shot into center, a base hit. Ooh, it skips by Brad Kuhn, but backing the play up, fortunately, Madison Edwards, and that means True and Mel can only make it to second. That'll be a double all the way for True and Mel. So the LumberKings, reminiscent of their second inning, Tommy struck out the first two, then Mel singled, starting a two-out rally. True and Mel bashed one, a sinking liner into center. Brad Kuhn tried to short hop it, and it skipped by him, but there was Madison Edwards in the right spot to back the play up and prevent True and Mel from thinking about a triple. Go ahead, run at second, 2 away here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. 2-2 score. Joe Kemp reached on an infield single and scored in the LumberKing 2-run second. Now time is called. You'll be emailing me at john@kernels.com with the answer to our Bruce Moore Bonanza question, and you'll find the answer when we give you the question in the fifth inning on Bruce Moore's website, www.brucemore.org, BRUCEMORE. Ball one outside to Joe Kemp. Joe, a left-handed batter, takes a changeup high and away, ball two. Joe Kemp is a Big Ten product. He's out of Indiana University. 24-year-old left-handed batter. And he takes outside, ball three. Kemp was a 42nd round pick in 2004 by the Rangers. He's not a big guy, 6'1", 195. He's ahead 3-0. Let's see if Andy Fox turns him loose. I think he will turn him loose. No, he takes low, a 4-pitch walk, and Tommy Mendoza running into trouble again here in the fourth inning, just as he did in the second inning. After striking out the first two hitters, he surrendered a double and now issued a 4-pitch walk to Joe Kemp. Brett Martinez goes out to the mound to have a word with Tommy. 2 on, 2 out, just like in the second inning. And the batter is the number 9 hitter, Brian Velicka. Velicka ripped a 2-run double into left his first time up. Mendoza drops a beautiful curve over at the knees, strike one. Two on, 2 out, bottom of the fourth, 2-2 score. And the pitch hit the batter. The bases are loaded with 2 out. Brian Velicka was struck by that pitch to load the bases. Well, now let's see if Kernan Ronan pays a Mercy Medical Center heart-to-heart conversation. So far, no sign from Kernan Ronan. All of this again with 2 out. A double by the lower third of the order, a double, a walk, and a hit batsman. Now Matt Smith, with the bases loaded in 2 out, will bat against Tommy Mendoza. The lower third of the LumberKing order has given the Colonel right-hander fits tonight. 6 at-bats by the lower third. All 6 batters have reached. Matt Smith lifts the first pitch foul off to the left, strike one. Mel at third, Kemp at second, Velicka at first. Swinging a foul as Matt Smith, the left-handed batter, had a good cut at that Mendoza fastball. Tommy's ahead now, 0-2. We learned last night when Moose Mosbach got ahead of Matt Smith, 0-2 twice, that nothing's a given. Matt wound up walking twice after being in the hole, 0-2. Now Mendoza steps off. Tommy's working from the stretch. Will he come right after the leadoff man? Yes, and Matt Smith fouls it away over the third base grandstand roof. Count remains 0-2. Clinton's out hit the Kernels 6-2. We're even at 2-2 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Matt Smith on a changeup lifts it foul down the left field line onto the concrete tarmac picnic area. The lights have been on since the inception of this ball game. Neither team hit, although they were able to take, here's the 0-2 high, with the 3 state-of-the-art batting cages that are a part of the beautiful, magnificent new clubhouse down the left field line. Both teams were able to take swings in the cage. Now Tommy Mendoza steps off the rubber. Tommy, wearing a long sleeve red shirt underneath his gray road top, comes set. Matt Smith takes a curve. Ooh, it looked good. That looked like strike 3. Ooh, that looked good from here. 2-2 the count. I don't know how Matt Smith took it. I don't know how the plate umpire resisted from punching him out. What a good 1-2 pitch that was ruled ball 2. A curve is bounced to the right of the mound. Tommy has it. Underhands to Mark Trumbo, and the Kernels are out of the inning. Matt Smith is retired on a topper to the right of the hill. Tommy Mendoza threw him an off-speed pitch and got Matt Smith to end the Clinton 2-out threat here in the 4th inning. For the LumberKings, no runs, 1 hit, a walk, a hit batsman, no Colonel errors. Clinton leaves the bases jammed. They've stranded 5. We go to the 5th with our Bruce Moore Bonanza question coming your way next. Kernels 2, LumberKings 2. You're enjoying Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
The hottest feature in beautiful Veterans Memorial Stadium is the coolest place. It's the Whirling Waters Home Run Hot Tub. How can you and your friends relax and splash it up from the most coveted spot at the ballpark? Simply register at Center Point in Westfield Mall, and listen, if you're selected as the winner, you'll enjoy the ultimate entertainment experience. AquaJet Stream Comfort atop the left field wall in the Whirling Waters Home Run Hot Tub. Brought to you by Westfield Mall and Whirling Waters. Your chance to splash it up.
Get ready for summer and beat high gas prices with a pre-owned vehicle from Randy Keel Honda. Their inventory is jam-packed with fuel-efficient vehicles designed to save you money. Get an economical sedan for your daily commute, or indulge your sporty side with a high-performance coupe. Randy Keel Honda carries a large selection of Honda certified pre-owned vehicles backed by a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty and 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Need to haul the entire family? For a limited time, you can get special financing on Honda certified pre-owned Odyssey. Whatever your driving needs, Randy Keel Honda has the vehicle for you. Visit Randy Keel Honda on Centerpoint Road Northeast or online at randykeel.com. Randy Keel Honda, where they treat you right.
Our first fireworks night is a week from tonight. A week from tonight, a 5 o'clock start at home, and after the game, before the fireworks, Velocity Sports Performance invites you to come down to the field and run the bases, and Jack Rader is also arranged for the Colonel players. The Colonel General Manager, Jack Rader, is arranged for Colonel players to sign autographs after the 5 o'clock game ends a week from tonight, before the fireworks. You can also run the bases and fireworks. Our first Saturday night fireworks show is this Saturday, a week from tonight. Madison Edwards tries to bunt his way on and bunts foul outside of third, strike 1. Madison broke his bat and rolled out to third for the final out of the 2nd inning. 2-2 the score here in the top of the 5th inning. If you've been our Bruce Moore Bonanza winner already this season, that's great. Please play along wherever you're tuned in, but please don't email us with the Bruce Moore Bonanza answer. Edwards takes a change-up for strike 2. Madison's hitting 143 in 17 games. No homers, 2 RBIs. Madison's a left-handed batter out of Texas Tech in Lubbock. There's a fastball inside for ball 1. You'll find the answer to our Bruce Moore Bonanza question on Bruce Moore's website, www.brucemore.org. And you'll email the answer along with your address, name and address, to me here in Clinton, John at Kernels.com, John at Kernels, Kernels.com. Madison Edwards swats a high drive toward the Clinton left field bullpen, and it scatters a few of the troops down there, 3 of them. It's still 1-2 to Edwards, lower third of the Colonel order here in the top half of the 5th inning in a 2-2 ball game. We'll give you the Bruce Moore Bonanza question after this next pitch from Jake Rasner to Madison Edwards. Swing and a miss on a changeup in the dirt, and that's 4 straight strikeouts for the 19-year-old from Nevada and 7 strikeouts in the game. Our Bruce Moore Bonanza question, what are the dates of Adventures with Leo? That's a day camp where children help Leo the Lion solve a mystery on the Bruce Moore estate. What are the dates of the day camp Adventures with Leo? That's a day camp where children help Leo the Lion solve a mystery on the Bruce Moore estate. What are the dates of Adventures with Leo at Bruce Moore? Your reward, 2 tickets to the classics at Bruce Moore Production, The Fantastics, and a Bruce Moore souvenir book. Strike 1 to Larry Infante. Now a backdoor curve, strike 2. We're awaiting your emails here in Clinton to our Bruce Moore Bonanza question. The 0-2 to Larry. Fastball outside. What are the dates of the day camp known as Adventures with Leo, where children help Leo the Lion solve a mystery on the Bruce Moore estate? We'd like to know the dates of that day camp. Larry dribbles one up the first baseline. It's barehanded by Rasner. He throws in the dirt, and it was picked out of the dirt by Freddie Thon for the out. Larry Infante, a little roller up the first base side. It was barehanded by Jake Rasner, and then he threw in the dirt a one-hopper, but a nifty pick by Freddie Thon for the second out here in the Colonel 5th inning. You can email me your answers to the Bruce Moore Bonanza question at John at Kernels.com. John at Kernels, Kernels.com. Stantrell Smith lays off a breaking pitch low and away, ball 1. Nobody on, 2 away here in the top of the 5th inning. 2-2 our score. Fastball, strike 1, and it's 1-1. Boy, Jake Rasner is still bringing the heat here in the 5th inning. The Rangers have a very fine prospect in this right-hander. Hard to believe his record's 1-3. He misses with the fastball low and in, and it's 2-1 to Stantrell. Stantrell Smith struck out his first time up. Hitting .300, no homers, 1 RBI. Stantrell was hit by a pitch and scored in last night's game. There's a curve that nips the outside edge for a strike. Our Bruce Moore Bonanza question. What are the 2 dates of Adventures with Leo, a day camp where children help Leo the Lion solve a mystery on the Bruce Moore grounds? You can email us with your answers as Stantrell stays alive and pokes one off his fist foul down the right field line. You'll find the answer to our Bruce Moore Bonanza question, and I believe we have a winner. We'll check it out. Yes, we do. Jill Tracy of Manchester, Iowa has won the Bruce Moore Bonanza. Congratulations, Jill Tracy, a fellow Rotarian. Here's a high drive into right center. Truman Mel drifts back and makes the catch. Stantrell Smith hit it high and to right center, where Truman Mel drifted to his left and gloved it. And the Colonels go in order for just the second time tonight in the top of the 5th inning. Let's keep it right here and give you the answer that Jill Tracy gave us. Jill has won herself a pair of tickets to the classics at Bruce Moore's production of The Fantastics and a Bruce Moore souvenir book. She answered our Bruce Moore Bonanza question correctly. What are the dates of Adventures with Leo, a day camp where children help Leo the Lion solve a mystery on the Bruce Moore Estate. Monday, June 5th and Monday, June 12th are the dates of those two fantastic opportunities. Congratulations, Manchester, Iowa's Jill Tracy, our Bruce Moore Bonanza winner. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning here in Clinton, and it's the Kernels 2, the LumberKings 2. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
There's a lot you can do to satisfy your taste for Italian. You can marry one. Do you, Susan Smith, Giuseppe Valentino? You can drive one. Or you can go to Zio Giano's and feast on Zio's homemade bread, pizzas, and pasta, authentically prepared in Zio Giano's famous Italian style. Zio Giano's for the hometown taste of Italy.
Oh, come to Zio Giano's, the pasta makes you Zio. Come to Zio Giano's for Il Italiano. Come to Zio Giano's, the pasta makes
What do I get at Cost Cutters? Hey, my hair is my trademark. I gotta be able to count on a good cut and stuff to keep my hair looking thick, even if it's not.
I get a good cut, no long wait, a smile, and a little something left over in my wallet.
I get little trims that keep my hair long and healthy, and stuff to make it loose and curly one day, straight and sassy the next.
With expert stylists trained in the latest trends and techniques and your favorite professional styling and hair care products, you'll always get what you're looking for at Cost Cutters. At Cost Cutters, you can always count on convenient, affordable, professional care and products that help you create just the style you want. At Cost Cutters, you'll always get a little more.
What do I get at Cost Cutters? A slick, clean cut, great highlights, and a little wink from the hottest stylist I've ever seen.
more of what you're looking for. Just go tell.
On a 2-0 pitch, Jose Vallejo pops one down the left field line, and Heinle Stacia roams far, far down the left field line, and in fair ground, Heinle corrals that one. Jose Vallejo has popped out to shallow left with Heinle Stacia making a tough play look easy. One away here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Kernels have been out hit 6-2, but we're tied 2-2. Again, congratulations to our Bruce Moore Bonanza question winner, Jill Tracy of Manchester, Iowa. Terry Blunt, 1 for 2 tonight, tried to drag a bunt down the first base line, and he missed the pitch, strike one. Terry wears his white home pants all the way down to his shoe tops and shoots the next pitch foul off to the left, strike two. We're in the bottom of the fifth at Alliant Energy Field here in Clinton, and the Kernels are embroiled in another close game, 2-2. Blunt lifts the 0-2 pitch foul outside the grandstand roof left side. It's still 0-2 to Terry Blunt, a 16-foot-high plywood black hitter's eye here at Alliant Energy Field. A line drive at the feet of Mark Trumbo, and Mark picks it for the out. Terry Blunt hit a sinking liner to first, and down to get it, Mark Trumbo for the second out here in the fifth inning. Some play by Mark Trumbo at first, as that ball had all sorts of topspin on it, like a tennis serve, and it was sinking. Trumbo went down and plucked it right off his ankle tops for the out. Mark had to reach down to his left to the first base side of the bag. He was playing 12 feet off the line. John Mayberry is jammed with the pitch and takes it just inside, ball one. Now John flares a pitch foul off to the right to even the count. Jack Rader, the Kernel general manager, got to come to Alliant Energy Field before any of us, and he was very, very impressed. And Jack, I know everyone here shares your opinion about what a source of pride this will be, or is, for the Clinton community. The $3.7 million facelift that includes a new field, a new clubhouse, new hitting cages, expanded concession areas, wonderful amenities for the fans, including new box seats, brand new scoreboard. A high fly ball way back in center. Kuhn looks up, and it's over Brad's head off the wall. John Mayberry trots into second with a 2-out double. Mayberry launched one over the head of Brad Kuhn. It hit the base of the 16-foot-high black hitter's eye in straightaway center. John Mayberry with his 6th double of the year. John Mayberry, whose father is here tonight, the former Kansas City Royal left-handed batter, and John Sr. has to be beaming with pride as his son has tagged the 7th hit of the night for the LumberKings. Mayberry in scoring position for Freddie Thon, who was struck out twice. Ball one downstairs. Freddie whistles one foul straight back. We'll have our baseball fun fact for you a little bit later this evening. We've already given you the Halo happenings, results from around the Angel organization. Former Colonel Micah Posey is pitching tonight for Rancho Cucamonga against former Burlington B right-hander Billy Buckner. No relation, of course, to the former Dodger Cub star. Swing and a miss on a changeup, and let's see if Tommy Mendoza can get Freddie Thon. Thon fights off a good pitch in on his hands and fouls it straight back. Tommy Mendoza has struck out 6. Jake Rasner, the 19-year-old Clinton right-hander, has fanned 7 Kernels. Thon bats with his elbow pointed high towards the screen, and the pitch sails high and away. Deuces are wild now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Go-ahead run at second for the LumberKings here in this lower half of the 5th inning. Tommy is set. Fastball, and it's popped in the air towards first. It's a fair ball. Mark Trumbo gives way to Larry Infante, and it's the second baseman who makes the catch just to the right of Mark Trumbo in fair ground. Freddie Thon is popped out to second. Near first is where Freddie's pop-up was caught by the second baseman, Larry Infante, to end the 2-out scoring chance for the LumberKings. No runs for Clinton in the 5th. 1 hit, a 2-out double. They've had 1 hit, at least a hit in every inning tonight. There were no Colonel errors. And the LumberKings strand a runner. They've left 6 aboard. As we head to the top of the 6th inning, the only 2 Colonel hits tonight off right-hander Jake Rasner are home runs by Schlichting and Renz. The Colonels have been out hit 7-2, but after 5, we're 2-2 here in Clinton. You're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
With spring comes a sound we're all familiar with, lawnmowers. The Solid Waste and Recycling Department encourages you to mulch your grass this year, though instead of bag, it's a practice known as grass cycling. Why grass cycling? Well, it saves time because you don't have to rake or bag your grass clippings. But it also saves money because those clippings contain essential nutrients, reducing your need for expensive fertilizers. Best of all, grass cycling helps to save landfill space. Do your part. Grass cycle. This message from the Solid Waste and Recycling Department.
That music reminds you that there's still time to visit Peck's Flower and Garden Shop. And Mother's Day is tomorrow. Peck's will be open until 5 o'clock. And you can bring a Mother's Day smile to your mom with a visit to Peck's. 393-5565, the number, 393-5565. Peck's Flower and Garden Shop. They're located at the corner of Blair's Ferry and Edgewood Road, northeast, and they're open until 5 tomorrow, Mother's Day. we go to the top of the 6th inning, and Jake Rasner is getting some help from his catcher, Brian Velicka, who's gone out to the mound to use that tongue depressor or popsicle stick, if you will, to try to claw some more mud out of the right-hander's spikes. He's been having that trouble most of the evening. No trouble on the mound, though. Rasner has allowed just 2 Kernel hits, a pair of home runs, one by Schlichting, one by Renz. Meanwhile, Tommy Mendoza has allowed at least 1 hit in every inning, but has scattered the 7 hits, and he's held the LumberKings to just 2 runs. As we go to the top of the 6th inning. A week from tomorrow is a Sunday Family Fun Day at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Come early. The gates open at 1 o'clock next Sunday, the 21st. You'll want to come early because from 1:20 until 1:40, the Kernels will be signing autographs. You can enjoy $1 popcorn on Sunday, the 21st. And then after the game, thanks to Velocity Sports Performance, you can play catch on the field and run the bases. The gates open at 1. Travel advisors will be giving away a basketball signed by the Orlando Magic, beach gear, and T-shirts. So that's another great reason to join us a week from tomorrow, Sunday, May 21st, for a Sunday Family Fun Day at the ballpark. Well, Rasner took so much time to get that mud out of his spikes that he's just now finishing his warm-up tosses. He's handled Heinle Stacia, the Kernel leadoff batter, with relative ease tonight. Heinle has struck out twice.
For Cedar Rapids, the shortstop.
Top of the 6th inning. 2-2 the score. We have another final that's just been posted on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. At Great America Ballpark, the Phillies shut out the Reds 2-0. Heinle dribbles the first pitch foul towards the Kernel first base coach, Eric Owens. A rainout tonight at Fenway Park. The Rangers and Red Sox were postponed because of rain. We'll give you the finals we have as the Kernels bat here in the 6th inning. 2-2 our score. Ball 1 low and into Heinle. This afternoon at Wrigley Field, the Cubs blew a late-inning lead. San Diego scored 1 in the 8th, 3 in the 9th, and they turned back the Cubs 4-3. This afternoon in San Francisco, the Giants rallied with 4 in the 9th, overtook the Dodgers 6-5. A deep drive into left center, but Truan Mel is on the run and makes the one-handed catch. A well-stroked ball by Heinle Stacia, but that's the 7th Kernel in a row that has been retired by Jake Rasner. So Heinle hit it well into left center, but Truan Mel had it measured all the way and caught it for the first out here in the 6th. Now we would expect a bunt attempt by Brad Kuhn. That's why John Whittleman, the third baseman, is cheating in on the grass at third base. The Giants rallied at home, and with 4 in the 9th, they beat the Dodgers 6-5. Brad squares to bunt and takes a strike. Those are the 2 finals in the National League on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. In the National League. In the American League, the Yankees shaded Oakland today 4-3 in New York. A curve, strike 2 called to Brad Kuhn, and he's in the hole 0-2. At Camden Yards, Baltimore clobbered the Royals 11-1. And those are the 2 finals we have in the American League. Here's a high fly ball into left. Terry Blunt comes in a few steps and makes the catch. 2 gone, and that's 8 in a row retired by Jake Rasner. 8 straight set down by the Clinton pitcher. And I repeat, you would never know this ball club is 11-23. They look like a first-place team in every aspect of the game. At the Metrodome, they're in the bottom of the 5th inning, and the White Sox lead the Twins 4-0. The Blue Jays own a 5-1 lead over the Devil Rays. They're in the top of the 6th inning at Tropicana Field. And later tonight, our parent club, the Angels, will host the Mariners. Let's sneak back and look at the National League on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Renz takes strike 1 called. Jordan homered his last time up. He fouls 1 straight back, strike 2. The sooner Jake Rasner leaves this game, the better for the Kernels. He's throwing with great command. hitting his spots. A big right-hander is on his feet in the Lumber King left field bullpen. Rasner's trying to make it 9 in a row. He's ahead of Renz, 0-2. Jordan takes low and away for ball 1. At Minute Maid Park, Colorado leads the Astros in the top of the 6th, 2-0. The Marlins and Pirates are tied at 2 in the bottom of the 5th at PNC Park. The 1-2 to Jordan. Lifted in the air down the right field line. It's chased by Freddie Thon, but it's beyond Freddie's reach, out of play. The Mets lead the Brewers at Miller Park tonight, top of the 6th, 3-2. The Nationals and Braves are tied 2-2. They're in the top of the 5th at Turner Field. And the Cardinals are stomping the Diamondbacks 5-1 at Busch Stadium. That game is in the top of the 4th inning. Swing and a miss on a changeup. 9 in a row set down by Jake Rasner. 9 straight Kernels have been retired by the 19-year-old from Reno, Nevada. As we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, Kernels 2, LumberKings 2. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
For your communication needs, internet service, telephone, and TV. As a cooperative telephone company, our members are owners who make a good team. Service second to none, South Slope Cooperative Communication.
Get ready for summer and beat high gas prices with a pre-owned vehicle from Randy Keel Honda. Their inventory is jam-packed with fuel-efficient vehicles designed to save you money. Get an economical sedan for your daily commute, or indulge your sporty side with a high-performance coupe. Randy Keel Honda carries a large selection of Honda certified pre-owned vehicles, backed by a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty and 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Need to haul the entire family? For a limited time, you can get special financing on Honda certified pre-owned Odyssey. Whatever your driving needs, Randy Keel Honda has the vehicle for you. Visit Randy Keel Honda on Centerpoint Road Northeast or online at randykeel.com. Randy Keel Honda, where they treat you right.
An old classic from the Bay City Rollers, Saturday night, being played for the crowd here at Alliant Energy Field, where we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. 2-2 our score. Travis Schlichting with a one-out home run in the 2nd gave the Kernels a lead. The LumberKings rallied with a pair in the bottom of the 2nd to take a 2-1 lead. Jordan Renz belted his team-high 6th home run leading off the 4th inning to tie the game. Since then, Jake Rasner, the 19-year-old right-hander for Clinton, has retired 9 straight Kernels. Tommy Mendoza's 1-0 pitch to open up the 6th is popped in the air down the right field line, and in foul ground, Larry Infante calls off Mark Trumbo, and Larry gloves it. John Whittleman has fouled out to Larry Infante. 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2-2 score. Our baseball fun fact takes us back in history with the parent club of these LumberKings, the Texas Rangers. Whitey Herzog succeeded Hall of Famer Ted Williams as the Ranger manager in 1973. And imagine this, after you hire a new manager, here's a line shot into the right center field alley. Truman Mell is 3 for 3. As he rounds first, Brad Kuhn gets it back in. The 226 number 7 hitter, 3 for 3 for Clinton. Boy, I'll tell you what, these Clinton LumberKings are something. They're 5-7 here at home, 6-16 on the road. But they are playing with the ferocity, focus, and effort of a first-place ball club, even though they're mired in the cellar in the Western Division first-half standings. Well, how would you like to hire a new baseball manager like the Rangers did in 1973? Whitey Herzog has never been one to mince words. He's always told the truth. When he took over at the helm in Texas in 1973, the first thing he did was compare the Rangers to the 1962 expansion Mets, saying they were one of the worst teams he'd ever seen. Well, Whitey was right. He guided the club to a 57-105 record. He was fired September 2nd in his first year managing the Rangers, succeeded by Billy Martin. But imagine that. You've replaced a Hall of Famer, Ted Williams, with Whitey Herzog, and he steps to the podium and says, "This ball club here in Texas reminds me a lot of the 1962 Mets. They're one of the worst teams I've ever seen." Well, Whitey was right. Texas was not good. Here's a 1-0 pitch fouled back by Joe Kemp. Truman Mel has 3 steals and 3 tries, and he's the go-ahead run at first here in the bottom of the 6th inning with 1 away, a 2-2 game. Whitey Herzog always told the truth. Some people didn't like that. He traded one of the most popular... There goes the runner! A throw to first, and Trumbo drops it. It's a stolen base. Even had Mark caught that pickoff throw, Truman Mel would have stole second. Tommy Mendoza was in the set position. Truman Mel lit out for second, and Tommy got no help from any of his teammates. He didn't know Truman Mel was running, and he threw to the wrong base. He threw behind Mel. Trumbo dropped it. No error charge to Mark. Even if Mark had caught that throw, there's no way he would have had Truman Mel. How's that for daring base running? Stealing a base without a pitch going home. A curve is low, and it's 2-1 to Joe Kemp. Kernels in for the fight of their lives again here tonight, having overcome a 4-0 LumberKing lead last night, only to let it slip away 8-7. Are tied here in the 6th inning, 2-2. Joe Kemp has singled and scored and walked. Fastball. That was a good pitch, and they rule it ball 3. Tommy couldn't have thrown that one much better. They being the plate umpire, the man who ruled it ball 3. 3-1 to the left-handed hitting Joe Kemp. There is action in the Colonel bullpen. Rafael Cruz is starting to throw. Rafael Cruz. Kemp, a left-handed batter. Tommy slips. Ball 4. Tommy Mendoza slipped, and he walks just his second man tonight. Now Kernan Ronan will likely make his first Mercy Medical Center heart-to-heart conversation. Yes, here comes the Colonel pitching coach, Kernan Ronan. His heart-to-heart conversation with Tommy Mendoza, sponsored by Mercy's Heart-to-Heart Center. You owe it to yourself and the people who love you to find out what risk of heart disease you have with a $35 heart-to-heart screening from Mercy Medical Center. It's quick, easy, and convenient, and it could save your life. To schedule your heart-to-heart screening from Mercy, call 398-6821. That's 398-6821 to schedule an appointment at Mercy Medical Center for a heart-to-heart screening. Kernan Ronan continues his heart-to-heart conversation, sponsored by Mercy Medical Center. And now Kernan, wearing a quilted lined red jacket with gray sleeves, trots off the field. Boy, Tommy Mendoza slipped on a 3-1 pitch and delivered it way high to Joe Kemp, who walks for the second time. The LumberKings have had runners aboard in every inning tonight. Brian Velica has driven in there 2 runs. He's hit by the pitch. He's hit again, and the bases are loaded. Wow, the lower third. Get this, the lower third of the LumberKing order has reached base 9 times. They batted 9 times, and the lower third of the order has reached base 9 times. Some lower third for the LumberKings. They've given Tommy Mendoza absolute fits. Now the leadoff batter, Matt Smith, is up. The last thing Tommy Mendoza wanted to do was to hit Brian Velica, but he did to load the bases. Ball 1 in the dirt to Matt Smith. Oh, what a team this LumberKing outfit is. They have the bases loaded with one out here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Their leadoff batter on a 1-0 count lifts it into center. That'll give the LumberKings the lead. It's way back in deep center. Kuhn catches it. Tagging at third is Truman Mel. On to third goes Joe Kemp. 3-2 LumberKings here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Good piece of hitting by Matt Smith as he drives home his 9th run of the year and puts the LumberKings ahead here in the sixth inning, 3-2. 3-2 LumberKings. I can't imagine the LumberKings wanting to part company with the Texas Rangers in the near future. Since I've been in this league, Clinton has been affiliated with the Padres, the Reds, the Expos, and I'm missing somebody else. Now the Rangers. Jose Vallejo fouls one in the air down the third base side. Travis Schlichting hustles over and watches it sail beyond his reach, out of play. How can the lower third of the LumberKing order bat 9 times and all 9 men reach? Even mathematically, the chances of that happening are remote at best. But they have, and that's why they're leading this game 3-2. Perhaps Andy Fox should have flip-flopped his order tonight. Led off with Truman Mel, had Joe Kemp bat second, and Brian Valicka third. Then it would make a little more sense. A change-up is low, and it's 1-1 to Jose Vallejo. But even though Tommy Mendoza has been unable to retire any of those 9 at-bats in the lower third, he has pitched a terrific ball game for the Kernels. The Kernels have been out hit. Here's a line drive into center, a base hit. It makes it 4-2 Clinton. Scoring from third, the man who walked, Joe Kemp, and it's 4-2 LumberKings. How about that? Jose Vallejo, 4 hits last night, 2 hits tonight, an RBI single ripped into center, and we could see a new Colonel pitcher. Yes, we're going to have a U.S. Cellular call to the bullpen. Tommy Mendoza pitched his heart out. He goes 5 2/3. The 18-year-old is lifted, having gone 5 2/3, surrendered 4 runs on 9 hits. Tommy struck out 6. He walked 2, and he hit 2. And this call to the Colonel bullpen, sponsored by U.S. Cellular. Get your wireless relief with Call Me Minutes only from U.S. Cellular. Rafael Cruz, a right-hander, will come on and pitch for the 3rd time this season out of the Colonel bullpen. Cruz has been sent in to try to quell this Clinton 2-run 6th inning rally. Boy, I'll tell you, this is some LumberKing ball club. You should never look at records when you come into a series, because if you do, it could lull you into some sense of false security. The Kernels found that out the hard way last night as they erased a LumberKing 4-0 lead, had leads of 6-4 and 7-5, but could not hold on. Tonight, the LumberKings have out-hit the Kernels 9-2, and they lead it 4-2 here in the 6th inning. So, no criticism of the Kernels. All praise to this Clinton LumberKing ball club. They are a very, very fine ball club. Rafael Cruz, a right-hander, on for the 3rd time. And unfortunately, Rafael's numbers since he was promoted for a few days to AAA are not in the statistical packet, but I remember that he's pitched in 2 games for the Kernels. He'll face Terry Blunt, 1 for 3. So the lower third of the LumberKing order providing most of the offense for Clinton tonight. Ball 1 low and away to Terry Blunt. Terry's a left-handed batter. Valicka at second. Vallejo bounces one hard. Bass Larry Infante into right. Rounding third to make it 5-2. Brian Velica on to third with the head first slide is Jose Vallejo. He jams his left hand into the bag. Let's hope he's not shaken up too badly. Jose Vallejo with a head first slide is safe at third. Terry Blunt has made it a 3-run inning for the LumberKings. They have 10 hits now, and they've pulled away 5-2, lead it by 3 runs here in the 6th inning. The base hit by Terry Blunt is the 10th of the night for the rampaging LumberKings, as Blunt hit it underneath the glove of the diving Larry Infante at second for an RBI. Brian Velica scored the 3rd run of the inning from second. Jose Vallejo went in head first. He beat the throw from Madison Edwards. First and third, 2 out, and that run is charged to Tommy Mendoza. 5-2 LumberKings here in the bottom of the 6th inning. This is some ball club. John Mayberry, the batter. He doubled his last time up. Strike one called from Rafael Cruz. And really, the Kernels have to be in an upbeat mindset. Even though they've been out hit 10-2, they only trail 5-2. It could be a lot bigger lead for the LumberKings. Here's a Baltimore chop to Andy Fox coaching at third, and it's no balls, 2 strikes to John Mayberry. He's the 8th man to bat here in the LumberKing 3-run 6th inning. Terry Blunt wound up at second on his base hit into right center. We'll see if he's been credited with a single and took... Okay, so Blunt reaches on an error by Infante? Oh, a single. Okay, a throwing error has been charged, or a fielding error, I believe, has been charged on Brad Kuhn, the center fielder. Or a throwing error. So the first error of the game charged on Brad Kuhn. I thought his throw, oh yes, his throw to third got away from Travis Schlichting. That's right, and that's why Terry Blunt took second. A throwing error charged on Brad Kuhn. 0-2 to John Mayberry. A tap to short. Stacia charges it and throws in time, and the Kernels are out of the inning. John Mayberry is bounced to short. Clinton strikes for 3 runs in the 6th inning on 3 base hits, a walk, a hit batter. There was 1 Kernel error, and the LumberKings leave a pair. They've stranded 8. Even though the Kernels have been out hit 10-2, the Kernels are still right in this game as a new hurler coming on for the LumberKings. We'll tell you about him. As we go to the top of the 7th, it's Clinton 5, the Kernels 2. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Whether you're a serious athlete or a weekend warrior, injuries can take you out of your game. Smart athletes know that Physiotherapy Associates in Cedar Rapids are the experts in the treatment and prevention of sport-related injuries. Our expert staff serves the metro and surrounding area high school athletes. Physiotherapy Associates of Cedar Rapids, the smart choice in sports medicine. Call us at 398-1569. That's 398-1569. We'll get you back in your game today.
Training and the highest quality craftsmanship in the world are 2 hallmarks of union workers. Prospective construction clients can depend on workers who have learned their craft and mastered their skills through the Cedar Rapids, Iowa City Building Trades and Construction Council World-Class Apprenticeship Program. These experienced tradesmen will work with signed contractors to bring flexibility, efficiency, safety, and the highest skill and quality in the world to all building and construction projects. Eastern Iowa works best when we say union, yes.
Technology pervades every aspect of our daily lives. This remarkable age we live in has a machine or a computer to meet almost all of our needs. But you won't find a technological device that can provide you with the personal attention for something as important as insurance. Neighbor Insurance Services, your professional Pekin insurance agency in Hiawatha, is trained on all insurance matters, including how much coverage is enough coverage. For personal attention to all of your insurance needs, see the insurance professionals at Neighbor Insurance Services in Hiawatha.
After 6 innings, 5-2 Clinton here at Alliant Energy Field, and Jake Rasner has turned in a magnificent pitching performance for the LumberKings. He's lifted. He goes 6 innings, allowed 2 runs on 2 hits, home runs by Schlichting and Renz. Jake struck out 8. He walked 1, and he gives way to right-hander Jose Marte. Jose is a tall right-hander. 3-2 record, no saves. He's on for the 9th time out of the LumberKing bullpen, a 4.67 earned run average. Jose Marte in 17 1/3 has surrendered 18 hits, struck out 21 in 17 1/3, walked a dozen. The league hitting .265 against right-hander Jose Marte. Boy, did Jake Rasner finish with a flourish. He retired the last 9 Kernels he faced. Mark Trumbo will be first up against right-hander Jose Marte. We're delighted you're with us this evening from Clinton. It's the top of the hour, and you're enjoying Kernel Baseball on ESPN Radio 1600, KCRG, Cedar Rapids. Marte is 6'5", 190, and he misses low and away, ball 1 to Mark Trumbo. The last Kernel base runner in this game was Jordan Renz, who tied the game at 2 with the leadoff homer back in the 4th. Strike 1 call to the Kernel right-handed slugger, Mark Trumbo. The line is final on Tommy Mendoza. We'll give it to you in a moment. Swing and a miss on a breaking pitch. 1-2 now to Mark. Tommy Mendoza, the 18-year-old Kernel right-hander, 5 2/3 innings. He surrendered 5 runs on 9 hits, struck out 6, walked 2, and hit 2 batters. Swing and a tip foul into the glove of Brian Velicka. 1 away here in the Kernel 7th inning. This ball club, the Kernels, when the Kernels score 4 runs or less, our record is 4-14. When the ball club scores 5 runs or more, a record of 13-4. Last night was an aberration to that statistic. The Kernels scored 6 runs but lost. Here's a ground ball foul past third. Bobby Magallanes steals it off the bat of Travis Schlichting. And Andy Fox deserves a lot of credit. His ball club, even though they started this series with a record of 10-23, they're playing like a team that's 23-10. Big swing and a miss by Travis Schlichting. He's gotten his ball club to buy into each and every game as an entity unto itself. Not to look back, but to look at that game and try to win it. A breaking pitch misses outside. And that's a tough philosophy to instill into young ball players because they're highly charged and emotional. But you always hear those, here's a swing and a miss. Strike 3 on a breaking pitch down and away. 2 gone here in the Kernel 7th, and 10 Kernels have gone down on strikes tonight. Few too many strikeouts. You always hear those big leaguers. In fact, there was a joke made about it between Kevin Costner and Timothy, I always forget the name of that actor that played Nuke LaLoosh. Swing and a miss by Martinez, but you hear Kevin Costner giving advice to Timothy Robbins in the movie Bull Durham about taking it one game at a time. And it may sound corny and like a cliche, but that's really what this game of baseball has to be. Brett Martinez takes low and away from the right-hander, Jose Marte. 2 balls, 1 strike on Brett. The big, tall right-hander misses just outside. Jose Marte spent 3 years in the Cub organization as an outfielder. He's a 22-year-old Dominican right-hander. The 3-1 to Brett. Popped in the air, foul. There may be a play for Freddie Thon. No, he runs out of room as it lands on the grandstand roof. Top of the 7th inning, 2 away, nobody on for the Kernels, and Clinton's ahead 5-2. Kernels split 4 in Dayton to start this 8-game road trip. And are trying to rally in this one to even the series with the LumberKings at a game apiece. Clinton won last night's series opener 7-6. Brett Martinez on a full count pitch, swats it foul, out of play down the right field line. We can't wait to return home for an 8-game homestand starting this Tuesday night against the Swing of the Quad Cities. Martinez just got a piece of one and fouls it right at the feet of the catcher. Count remains full to Brett. The LumberKings are trying to match their longest winning streak of the year at 2 games. By taking the first 2 in this series, the Kernels will have a big say about that down the stretch here. There's ball 4. What a great at-bat for Brett Martinez. And sometimes a 2-out walk will spring you loose on offense. Madison Edwards, left-handed batter. Nothing for 2 so far tonight. Will bat for the first time against Jose Marte. John Whittleman is playing way off the line at third for the LumberKings. I mean a good 16 to 18 feet off the line, a few steps back of the bag. Truman Mell is playing deep in center field. First pitch to Madison. Inside, ball 1, a fastball. A long way to go yet in this one. We're in the top of the 7th inning, and Clinton is leading it 5-2. Brett Martinez at first with 2 away. Fastball high and away, ball 2, and that prompts a trip to the mound by Brian Velicka, the catcher. One of the most popular promotions of our season each summer is Pat McGrath's Chevyland Used Car Night. It's Friday, June 2nd, and if you're 18 years or older with a valid driver's license, you could drive away with a pre-owned vehicle from Pat McGrath's Chevyland on Friday, June 2nd. It's a 7 o'clock start for Pat McGrath's Chevyland Used Car Giveaway Night. Strike 1 call to Madison Edwards. Big, tall right-hander Jose Marte, wearing a long-sleeved black shirt underneath his Clinton white home top. This fella transformed from an outfielder to a pitcher. A ground ball to the shortstop. Matt Smith gloves it near the bag, steps on second to force Brett Martinez, and that ends the Kernel 7th inning. In the 7th for the Kernels, no runs. No hits, a walk. There were no LumberKing errors. The Kernels leave a runner, just their 2nd stranded this evening. The Kernels have had 4 base runners in 7 at-bats, and after 6.5 here at Alliant Energy Field, the Kernels trail the LumberKings 5-2. You're enjoying Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
In today's work world, knowledge is power. Training for modern job skills is opportunity and security. And you have one of the best choices for your future right here in Eastern Iowa. It's Kirkwood. Kirkwood Community College offers over 100 degree programs to give you new job opportunities or a smart start on your college path. Find out more today. Call Kirkwood Admissions, 398-5517. Kirkwood. Start here. Go anywhere.
Hi, I'm Papa John, and when I say better ingredients, better pizza, I'm not talking about a little better. I'm talking about a lot better. Let's talk about our pizza sauce. It's made from fresh, fine-ripened tomatoes, not from concentrate. But when it comes to ingredients, we select from the world's best. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. A lot better.
Call your neighborhood Papa John's today and ask for the Home Run Special, a large, thin, or original crust pizza with up to 3 toppings for $10.99. Just $10.99.
Great teams consist of diverse talent. Rockwell Collins understands this and is committed to developing diversity in our community. We recognize that our leadership in the aviation and communications electronics industry hinges on attracting and retaining a diverse workforce. And we're working with other Iowa companies to create an environment that nurtures diversity. Rockwell Collins. Different thinking makes us great. Great thinking makes us different.
Rafael Cruz came on and surrendered a single. Then got the final out of the Lumber King 3-run 6th inning. Rafael will work the 7th. The final line on 18-year-old Colonel right-hander Tommy Mendoza, 5 2/3 innings. He yielded 5 runs on 9 hits. Tommy fanned 6, walked 2, and hit a pair. Rafael Cruz will pitch to Freddie Thon, who's 0-for-3 tonight. Lumber King left-handed batter. A high drive, way back in center, way back, off the very top of the 16-foot high wall. Brad Kuhn played it well, heaves it back into the cutoff man, and it's the 11th hit of the night for Clinton, a double bashed high off the 16-foot high wall in straightaway center. Boy, Freddie Thon would have had himself a home run in the old configuration here at Alliant Energy Field. That ball would have been long gone. As it is, I think Freddie missed a home run by about 6 inches. And the Lumber Kings have exerted their superiority in this series big time. Out-hitting the Kernels 15-10 last night, and out-hitting us tonight 11-2. But superiority can be a fleeting thing. Kernels could come back not only tonight, but later in this series and show some of their offense. John Whittleman will try to hit the ball to the right side of the Colonel infield. Instead, he lifts it into right center. Brad Kuhn on the run makes the catch in right center for the first out of the inning. John Whittleman is 0-for-4 as he skies to right center, unable to get Freddie Thon from second to third. That means it'll take a base hit from either Truman Mel or Joe Kemp. Truman Mel is 3-for-3 tonight. 226 hitter, 2 homers, 8 RBIs. Yes, the Clinton offense has gotten well at our expense in the first 2 games of this series, to the tune of 26 hits. Baseball's a funny game, isn't it? Right when you think you might have a bead or a tendency figured out, it turns on you. Ball one outside. From Rafael Cruz to Truman Mel. Truman singled and scored in the second. Singled, stole second, and scored in the 6th. Left-handed batter out of the University of Maryland. Slices the 1-0 pitch down the left field line. Out of play, 1-1. It's just like you Cub fans. I heard Ronnie Sano earlier this afternoon as I was driving around town talking about how the Cubs will have to hang in there and get through this tough streak that they're going through, the tailspin that has seen them drop 11 of 12 without Derek Lee in the lineup. Hey, the Cubs are still only 6 games under 500, having lost 11 of 12. Here's a shot to second, a sinking liner, caught by Infante. Larry throws to second, doubling off Freddie Thon. The Colonels turn their second double play of this game as Truman Mel crushed it. He lined it, a sinking liner at the feet of Larry Infante. Larry stabbed it, then hit Heinle Stacia in stride, and they double off Freddie Thon. The double play goes 4-6. 4-6. No runs in the 7th for Clinton. A leadoff double wasted. 1 hit. There were no Colonel errors. The Colonels turn their second double play of the game. The Lumber Kings leave the bases empty and have stranded 8. We go to the 8th inning. The Colonels are hanging in there, down by 3, 5-2. This is Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Phil Andrews, your local Pekin insurance agent at Andrews Insurance here in Cedar Rapids. Even though we all do our best to stay healthy, we can never anticipate when an illness or accident might strike. Couple that reality with rising medical costs, and the importance of a top-notch medical plan becomes clear. Pekin Insurance offers a wide choice of deductibles and a non-tobacco user discount. To explore the major medical insurance plan that best fits you, visit me, Phil Andrews, at Andrews Insurance.
Hi, this is Dave Town with Five Seasons Transportation and Parking. Do you ever wonder if it's safe to send your child on the bus? It is, and here's a few reasons why. All the buses in Cedar Rapids are equipped with security cameras, so the drivers always know what's happening behind them. The buses also have global positioning systems, or GPS, which means they can be tracked at any time by satellite. Does that surprise you? It shouldn't. Five Seasons Transportation takes safety very seriously, and we've taken many steps to make sure your child will have a safe, easy ride every time they take the bus. Even when your child isn't on the bus, Five Seasons Transportation is helping keep them safe by using pollution-free biodiesel and alcohol fuels, Iowa products that help keep the air clean. And if your child is ever in trouble, they can always flag down a bus for help. I'm Dave Town, and I like to think of the bus as a traveling safety cocoon, motoring along Cedar Rapids streets. And keep in mind, if the bus is that safe and easy for your child, maybe you should think about riding the bus to work. Affordable, convenient, and safe. That's the bus. Ride it.
Well, the Kernels will try to get something going with offense tonight. A pair of home runs by Schlichting and Renz, the only two hits. And they'll face Jose Marte, who came on in relief and struck out the first two Kernels in the seventh, walked Brett Martinez, but then got Madison Edwards to force Martinez on a ground ball out to short. Larry Infante walked, stole second, advanced to third on a pass ball back in the third inning. Then Larry was retired on a little dribbler to the right of home plate by starting pitcher Jake Rasner in the fifth inning. We're in the top of the eighth now, 5-2 LumberKings. Ball one downstairs to Larry Infante. Anytime you've been out hit 11-2 in a game but only trailed by 3 runs, you've got a shot. And the Kernels have a shot here tonight. Strike one into Larry, a fastball. John Whittleman is a few steps in on the grass at third, about 4 or 5 feet off the line for the LumberKings, who lead it 5-2 here in the eighth inning. Larry Infante steps out. We saw the spunk this Kernel Ball Club has last night. We were trailing 4-0 and erupted for 6 runs in the fifth inning. Larry Infante falls behind 1 and 2 as he fouls one down over to the left side in the air. Larry's a left-handed batter, wears his Red Sox up high, and stands well off the plate. And tomahawks a 3-hopper to first. Down to get it with one hand, Freddie Thon, and he makes the play unassisted. Larry Infante took a pitch chin high and tomahawked it into the ground as he bounces out unassisted to first base. 1 out here in the Kernel eighth inning. And the batter is Stantrell Smith.
Let me over to Stantrell Smith.
Swing and a miss by Stantrell, right-handed hitter. Took a home run cut. 3 rows of brand new green box seats here at Alliant Energy Field, and then 10 rows of bleachers. They are all protected by a grandstand roof. This ballpark was built in 1937. And one of the neat things about the renovation is that they've matched the sandy, light brown color of 1937 with their new building. Swing and a miss by Stantrell on a changeup. Kernel record on the road is 17, or overall 17 and 18, 8 and 12 on the road. Stantrell plugs one into center, and on the run, making the catch, is Truman Mel. Smith hit the ball well for the second time, this time blinded it into right center, where the center fielder came galloping in to glove it with one hand. 2 gone now in the Kernel eighth inning. The only 2 Kernel hits so far in this game, home runs by Schlichting and Renz. And that has been it against the Clinton pitching staff that's ranked 12th in the 14-team Midwest League. Strike one is into Heinley Stacia. Heinley, nothing for 3 tonight. Batting .290, no homers, 9 RBIs. There's a pitch in the dirt that evens the count 1-1. Marte with a full windup, and he misses inside to Heinle. Switch hitter batting left-handed. It's always fun when we come here to Alliant Energy Field to remind you about the movie that was made about Ron LaFleur. Here's a line drive into the left center field gap. It's cut off in left by Terry Blunt. It's a long single by Heinle Stacia. And that's the first Kernel hit since Jordan Wren's leadoff home run back in the 4th inning. Heinle Stacia drilled it into left center. With 2 out, he's at first, and here's Brad Kuhn. LeVar Burton, who was a star of the ABC series Roots back in the late 70s, played Ron LaFleur in a movie that was filmed right here at Old Riverview Stadium. Billy Martin discovered Ron LaFleur in a state penitentiary in Michigan. LaFleur, by the way, the only man to lead both the American and National League in stolen bases. They filmed that movie about Ron LaFleur, 1 in a Million. It was an ABC movie that came out in the mid-'80s, I think. They filmed it right here in Clinton. An 0-1 pitch to Brad Kuhn is high and away for ball 1. I'm not sure why they picked Riverview Stadium to film the movie 1 in a Million, the story of Ron LaFleur. Oh, I've gotten the answer. He played here. I should have known that. A throw to first, and Heinle Stacia back standing up. 5-2 Clinton. We're in the top of the 8th inning on this cold, overcast, dank Saturday night. Brad slices one off the end of the bat, foul down the left field line. And it's 1-2 to Kuhn. Clyde Sukforth, who managed Jackie Robinson as a Brooklyn Dodger, Clyde Sukforth played here in Clinton back in 1937. The 1-2 to Brad. A towering fly ball into shallow right. Coming on is Joe Kemp. He gives way to the center fielder who one-hands it. Truman Mel makes the catch, and Mel has, let's count how many putouts Truman Mel, the center fielder, has tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 putouts for the LumberKings center fielder. No runs in the 8th for the Kernels. 1 hit. There were no LumberKing errors. The Kernels strand a runner and have left 3 aboard. We go to the home half of the 8th at Alliant Energy Field. It's the LumberKings leading the Kernels 5-2. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Get ready for summer and beat high gas prices with a pre-owned vehicle from Randy Keel Honda. Their inventory is jam-packed with fuel-efficient vehicles designed to save you money. Get an economical sedan for your daily commute, or indulge your sporty side with a high-performance coupe. Randy Keel Honda carries a large selection of Honda certified pre-owned vehicles, backed by a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty and 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Need to haul the entire family? For a limited time, you can get special financing on Honda certified pre-owned Odyssey. Whatever your driving needs, Randy Keel Honda has the vehicle for you. Visit Randy Keel Honda on Centerpoint Road Northeast or online at randykeel.com. Randy Keel Honda, where they treat you right.
When you're in the market to buy or sell a home, how can you differentiate one realtor from another? The distinction is clear when you consider the remarkable offer that Dick Ramsey of Skogman Realty makes. Dick Ramsey's offer is unprecedented. Buy one of Dick Ramsey's homes, and Dick Ramsey will buy yours. That extraordinary pledge bears instant replay. Buy one of Dick Ramsey's homes, and Dick Ramsey will buy yours. For the best home buying or home selling experience in Cedar Rapids, turn to the home team, Skogman Realty's Dick Ramsey.
We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Clinton has out-hit the Kernels 11-3, and they lead it 5-2. We have a U.S. Cellular call to the Kernel bullpen. Get your wireless relief with Call Me Minutes only from U.S. Cellular. Robert Romero, right-hander, a 7th-round pick by the Angels last year, has come on to work the bottom of the 8th inning. Robert pitched 1 inning Monday night, game 1 of this 8-game road trip. Robert worked in a 10-4 Dayton win on Monday night at Fifth Third Field. Romero pitched an inning on Monday night, surrendered 2 runs on 1 hit, struck out 1, walked 1, and he fires low and in ball 1 to Clinton's Joe Kemp. Kemp has reached on an infield single and scored, walked twice and scored. Joe swings and misses at a Romero fastball down and in. 1-1. Robert Romero is 0-1 this year. He's on in relief for the 7th time. The right-hander has a 4.70 ERA. Swing and a tip foul into the glove of catcher Brett Martinez, and it puts Joe Kemp in the hole, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now a nubber off the plate. Halfway between the plate and the mound, Robert Romero pounces on it, barehands it, wings his throw to first just in time. Joe Kemp thudded it off the plate, and it rolled halfway, literally 30 feet, towards the mound. Robert Romero barehanded, and then just got Joe Kemp on a good fielding play by the Colonel pitcher. 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th inning. LumberKings lead it by 3, 5-2. Ball 1 is downstairs to Brian Vallecchio. He'll try to keep his perfect night intact. A 2-run double in the 2nd inning, and he's been hit by pitches twice, or was, by Tommy Mendoza. A breaking pitch is strike 1 called. You talk about big names. Here's a ground ball to Travis Schlichting, and he mishandles it, picks it up, throws, and he still got his man. Brian Vallecchio is thrown out as Travis Schlichting lost the handle on that ground ball, but then recovered with his bare hand and threw out Vallecchio. 2 away here in the 8th inning.
The shortstop, Matt Smith.
Robert Romero will try to do something that neither Tommy Mendoza nor reliever Rafael Cruz could accomplish, and that is retire the LumberKings in order. Strike 1 swinging on Matt Smith. Matt delivered a big sacrifice fly in the 3-run 6th inning to break a 2-2 tie. Left-handed hitting leadoff batter. Takes low for a ball. 1-1 the count to Matt Smith. Can Robert Romero retire the LumberKings in order for the first time tonight here in the bottom of the 8th inning? A fastball taken outside. 2-1 to the batter. And a pitch fouled off the foot of Matt Smith. Evens the count 2-2. Boy, you really admire guys like Matt Smith, who went to Virginia Military Institute, Dallas McPherson, former Colonel third baseman, all-star, who went to the Citadel. The kid from Dayton who played left field, Holden. Here's a high drive into shallow center. Brad Kuhn comes on to make the play, and Robert Romero retires Clinton 1-2-3-0 across. First time the LumberKings have gone in order tonight. Josh Holden, the left fielder for the Dayton Dragons, went to West Point. Those guys have to put in a lot of extra effort and work to play Division I athletics in addition to the rigorous grind of a military academic challenge. We go to the top of the 9th inning in Clinton, where the LumberKings are ahead 5-2. This is Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
Service seconds and done. South Slope Cooperative. We're here for your communication needs. Internet service, telephone, and TV. As a cooperative telephone and company. Our members are owners who make a good team. Service second to none. South Slope Cooperative Communications.
Are you looking to take your baseball or softball game to the next level? The premier place to do it is Perfect Game, located across the street from Veterans Memorial Stadium. Perfect Game's professional baseball and softball instructors will help improve your pitching, hitting, throwing, fielding, and base running abilities in Iowa's premier training facility. For the best individual baseball and softball instruction and training, visit Perfect Game. That's Perfect Game, just a fly ball away from Veterans Memorial Stadium.
When it comes to making buying decisions, people let their fingers do the walking through Yellowbook Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellowbook's packed with ads, coupons, restaurant menus, and more. Delivering to homes and businesses throughout the area, Yellowbook combines the features consumers want with advertising rates business owners can afford. To place your ad, call 1-800-YB-YELLOW. That's 1-800-YB-YELLOW. Yellowbook, not the other book.
Kevin Altman has come on to work the ninth inning here at Alliant Energy Field. 5-2 in favor of the LumberKings. They've out-hit the Kernels 11-3. And the Kernels will have the heart of the order to face Kevin Altman. He's on for the 10th time, has a save for the LumberKings. 0-2 with a 3.45 ERA. Kevin Altman. Jordan Renz has one of the three Kernel hits, a leadoff homer in the fourth that tied the game 2-2. Altman fires a strike called. Jose Marte, a right-hander, worked 2 innings in relief of Jake Rasner, the starter, allowed no runs, 1 hit, struck out 2, walked 1. Kevin Altman fires a strike on the outside corner, and it's 0-2 to Jordan Renz. Altman may be a familiar name to you. He's pitched here in Clinton the last 2 seasons. Kevin's a 21-year-old right-hander, and he tries to get Jordan to chase a breaking pitch low and away. Jordan would have none of it. Ball 1. Altman was 7-6 as a LumberKing last year in 31 relief appearances and 1 start. Look out. There's a line drive, mashed foul into the screen, protecting the fans above the Colonel first base dugout. Kevin Altman, 6'2", 170, a 16th round pick by Texas in 2003. The right-hander has come on to try to save it for Jake Rasner. A curve, and it's grounded fair past third, off the glove of John Whittleman into the left field LumberKing bullpen. Racing to second with a leadoff stand-up double is Jordan Renz. Jordan Renz has doubled off the glove of John Whittleman, who tried to backhand that hot shot. And Jordan has his 12th double of the year. He's at second with nobody out here in the 9th inning. Mark Trumbo will bat. Mark has bounced to second and struck out twice. Kevin Altman's 21 years old, and he lives in Riverside, California. 7-6 last year with the LumberKings with a 7.01 ERA. A dandy Uncle Charlie drops in for strike 1 called to Mark Trumbo. Jordan Renz with the 4th Colonel hit of the night is at second with nobody out here in the top half of the 9th. Trumbo lays off ball 1 upstairs. .47 degrees here at Alliant Energy Field. Many of the fans are bundled up in sleeping bags and blankets as Mark Trumbo cuts on a fastball in on his hands and didn't get it. Strike 2. The Kernels have only left 3 men aboard tonight. Clinton has stranded 8 in their 8 at-bats. Ball 2, low and out. Ooh, wait a minute. Ooh, they called that strike 3. Well, they, meaning the plate umpire, strike 3 called. Mark Trumbo couldn't believe it. Neither could I. It looked low and outside, but it was strike 3 called, and there's 1 away here in the 9th inning. That was a shocking call by the plate umpire. What a pitch by Kevin Altman to get Mark Trumbo looking. Kevin's pitched 15 2/3 innings this spring and allowed 16 hits. He pumps the fastball in for strike one to Travis Schlichting. Altman in 15 2/3 has struck out 19, only walked 2, so he is a man that's learned to throw strikes. Travis lifts it in the air to right. That sends Joe Kemp back to the edge of the track, and on the warning track, Travis Schlichting's long drive is caught onto third, advancing is Jordan Renz. Travis Schlichting showed great power as he lifted it to the warning track and right for the second out here in the ninth inning. Brett Martinez will try to reach to bring the tying run to the plate here in the top of the ninth inning. Travis Schlichting driving it all the way to the warning track and right, where it was caught by Joe Kemp. Brett Martinez takes a strike call. Boy, these Lumber King pitchers have been getting ahead in the count the first two games of this series. 5-2 Clinton, top of the ninth inning. Time is called by Brett Martinez. We're in the top of the ninth inning, and the Kernels have Renz at third with 2 away. Altman's 0-1 is swung on and missed. Strike 2. All right. The Clinton fans stand up as their team is within a strike and an out of capturing the second game in this 4-game series. They're clapping in unison.
Radio, I'm Barbara Hall. As early as next week, President Bush may call for the use of National Guard troops to patrol the border with Mexico. California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger is expressing misgivings about the plan. President Bush used his weekly radio address to urge the Senate to confirm General Michael Hayden to head the CIA.
He served for 6 years as director of the National Security Agency and has a track record of success in leading and transforming that large intelligence agency.
Hayden's nomination has raised questions about a military officer heading a civilian spy agency. Florida congressional candidate Ron Klein used the Democratic response to complain about the new Medicare prescription drug plan, saying it puts special interests ahead of seniors. Zacharias Moussaoui has begun serving his life sentence at the nation's most secure prison in Colorado. Former Presidents Bush and Clinton each addressed graduates at today's commencement ceremonies at Tulane University.
For Bob's last day as a sportscaster.
And the Donkeys call a timeout, so let's break.
Man, this team stinks. These guys couldn't score.
1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the ninth. There's ball 2 outside to Brett Martinez. That's what the Kernels would love. The Lumber King faithful are hoping that Kevin Altman can get Brett Martinez right here and now. Kevin adjusts one of the stitches on his glove. He's using a black glove, wearing a long-sleeve black shirt underneath his white Clinton home uniform. The 2-2 to Brett. Strike 3 called. And that does it. A game that took 2 hours and 35 minutes goes to the Lumber Kings by a final of 5-2. 2 hour and 35 minute ball game. A leadoff double by Jordan Renz here in the ninth, but no runs. 1 hit, no Lumber King errors. The Kernels leave 1 and stranded 4 in sinking to their second straight loss in this series. And the Kernels will try to regroup and play a little bit better tomorrow and get back in the win column. The Kernel record now is 17-19. 5-2 Lumber Kings. We'll have the totals, highlights, and more next on the Kernel Curtain Call here on the Kernel Radio Network.
Mix up a musical taste of Dr. Pepper. It's a new spin on an old vibe from me to you. A tasty sip of Dr. Pepper for your ears, and it starts like this.
I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper, wouldn't you like to be a pepper?
Now that's cool, but pepper is a little better. So let's slide in a taste of this.
I'm a pepper,
Right on. But there's still more to it. I mean, there's nothing like it, because every sip is a kick and mashup of 23 different flavors. So for the true taste of Dr. Pepper, we dial it up even more. With 23 flavors mixed into one bold taste, every sip is a cool mix of music to your mouth. Woo! Dr. Pepper, there's more to it.
Your home is a place for savoring all the good things in life. It's a place for celebrations. It's a place where memories are created. To make sure your home is properly insured, visit Sheets Forest Draper in Marion, your professional Pekin insurance agency. Sheets Forest Draper will give you all important details about homeowners insurance with complete coverages and surprisingly affordable rates. Visit Sheets Forest Draper in Marion for homeowners insurance for your well-lived and well-loved home.
It's time for the Kernels Curtain Call. Now, with a game recap, a complete look at the State Farm scoreboard, and a look ahead to upcoming action, let's rejoin the voice of the Kernels, John Rogers.
And welcome back to Alliant Energy Field, where the LumberKings hand the Kernels their second loss. The LumberKings winning last night 7-6, and tonight out-hitting the Kernels 11-4, and Clinton wins it by a 5-2 margin. We always start with a scoring recap, and tonight it was the Kernels that scored first. Who scored first? Travis Schlichting, with one out in the second inning against Clinton starter and winner Jake Rasner, belted his third home run of the year. Inside the left field foul pole, the Kernels led it after an inning and a half, 1-0. But that lead didn't last long. After Tommy Mendoza struck out the first two in the LumberKings second, Truman Mel, who had a 3-hit night tonight, singled to left. Joe Kemp singled up the middle, and the number 9 hitter Brian Velicka ripped a 2-run double into left. Truman Mel scored from second. Joe Kemp bowled over Brett Martinez, dislodged the ball from Brett's glove on a big collision at the plate, and the LumberKings bounced back with 2 in the second. They led it 2-1. But Jordan Renz led off the fourth inning, belting his team-high 6th home run of the year. That Renz home run tied the game 2-2. In the bottom of the 6th inning, the LumberKings, with one out, scored 3 runs to pull away from the Kernels. Truman Mel got his third straight hit. He singled to right. Then he stole second. Joe Kemp walked. Brian Velicka was hit by a pitch. The number 9 hitter hit by a pitch to load the bases. Matt Smith, with the bases loaded and one out, drove home a run with a sacrifice fly to center. It chased home Truman Mel to give Clinton a 3-2 lead in the 6th inning. Jose Vallejo, who had 4 hits last night, got his second hit of this game, a base hit into center. That scored Joe Kemp and made it 4-2 LumberKings, and Tommy Mendoza, the Colonel starter, was lifted. In came Rafael Cruz. He surrendered a base hit into right by Terry Blunt, and that plated the third run of the LumberKings 3-run 6th inning. Brian Velicka scored from second to make it 5-2. Meanwhile, after Jake Rasner gave up the leadoff homer to Jordan Renz in the 4th inning, Rasner proceeded to retire the next 9 straight Kernels. He was lifted after 6 innings of 2-run, 2-hit baseball. In came Jose Marte. He spun 2 shutout innings at the Kernels, and then Kevin Altman finished up with a scoreless ninth. Altman surrendered a leadoff double to Jordan Renz, but the Kernels could not drive home Renz as Altman shut the door and earned a save. So Clinton wins the first 2 games of this series, and as I said earlier, they don't look like a team in last place in the Western Division first half standings. They look like the front-running ball club in this division. 5 runs, 11 hits, no errors for the LumberKings. They left 8. The Kernels 2 runs, 4 hits, 1 error, and the Kernels stranded 4. The winning pitcher for the LumberKings was their starter, Jake Rasner. His second straight win, he's 2-3. The Colonel loser, Tommy Mendoza, his second straight loss. Tommy is 1-4. The save goes to Kevin Altman, his second of the year. The game only took 2 hours and 35 minutes, and no attendance was announced. We'll be back with our PRC play of the game in just a moment here on the Colonel Curtain Call on the Colonel Radio Network.
Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to the ballpark every Wednesday this season. You You heard right. Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to Veterans Memorial Stadium every Wednesday this season. The first 750 of you Colonel fans to enter the gates before Wednesday's home game will receive an envelope full of money inside from Fairfax State Savings Bank. Each of those 750 envelopes will contain a greenback up to a $100 bill. Fairfax State Savings Bank, free money Wednesdays. Come early to line your pocket with cash.
There's a lot you can do to satisfy your taste for Italian. You can marry one.
Do you, Susan, take Giuseppe Valentini?
You can drive one. Or you can go to Zio Giano's and feast on Zio's homemade bread, pizzas, and pasta, authentically prepared as Zio Giano's famous Italian style. Zio Giano's for the hometown taste of Italy.
Come to Zio Giano's, our pasta makes you Zio. Come to Zio Giano's for real Italiano. Come to Zio Giano's, our pasta.
Welcome back to Alliant Energy Field, where the LumberKings unleashed an 11-hit assault on the Kernels, got great starting pitching from 19-year-old Jake Rasner, and won for the second time in this series 5-2 over the Kernels. Two of the Kernel runs all accounted for by home runs, and that ups the Kernel home run total this season to 22, and in PRC's Community Cares Home Runs for the Hungry campaign, now $550 has been put forth to try to eliminate hunger in our community to the Haycap Food Reservoir, and we thank PRC for their generous initiative. PRC is proud to support the communities where their employees live and work. And that leads to our PRC play of the game. Travis Schlichting homered in the second to give the Kernels a lead. The LumberKings bounced right back with two in the bottom half of the second to take a 2-1 lead. It was 2-1 Clinton when Jordan Renz led off the fourth inning against Jake Rasner. Here's our PRC play of the game.
Here's a high, deep drive to left. Looking up, Terry Blunt. He leaps at the wall. Adios! Jordan Renz has tied the game on an 0-2 pitch. Renz belts his sixth home run of the year, and it ties the game here in the top of the fourth inning. 2-2. Jordan on an 0-2 pitch got a pitch up in the zone in his wheelhouse, and he lifted it high and deep over that 12-foot high concrete wall and net above the concrete wall onto the grass slope seating berm, and that gives the Kernels their second home run of the night.
And it was our PRC play of the game. Jordan Renz's leadoff homer came on an 0-2 pitch and propelled the Kernels into a 2-2 tie in this 5-2 Clinton win. PRC proud to bring us that Jordan Renz home run. A job at PRC is a job you'll love. They term their benefit package Life Essentials. PRC, the former Access Direct in Cedar Rapids, is prepared to offer you paid training, a flexible work schedule, and casual dress code, along with medical, dental, vision, and pet insurance, and a 401k retirement savings plan. If you're looking for a job where you'll be a part of an amazing team that cares for your needs and gives you the ability to grow, visit PRC's website, www.prcnet.com. 5-2 LumberKings will return in just a moment and have the complete look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard here on the Colonel Curtain Call on the Colonel Radio Network.
The hottest feature in beautiful Veterans Memorial Stadium is the coolest place. It's the Whirling Waters Home Run Hot Tub. How can you and your friends relax and splash it up from the most coveted spot at the ballpark? Simply register at Center Point in Westdale Mall and listen. If you're selected as the winner, you'll enjoy the ultimate entertainment experience. AquaJet Stream Comfort atop the left field wall in the Whirling Waters Home Run Hot Tub. Brought to you by Westdale Mall and by Whirling Waters. Your chance to splash it up.
Get ready for summer and beat high gas prices with a pre-owned vehicle from Randy Keel Honda. Their inventory is jam-packed with fuel-efficient vehicles designed to save you money. Get an economical sedan for your daily commute, or indulge your sporty side with a high-performance coupe. Randy Keel Honda carries a large selection of Honda certified pre-owned vehicles, backed by a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty and 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Need to haul the entire family? For a limited time, you can get special financing on Honda certified pre-owned Odyssey. Whatever your driving needs, Randy Keel Honda has the vehicle for you. Visit Randy Keel Honda on Centerpoint Road Northeast or online at randykeel.com. Randy Keel Honda, where they treat you right.
Clinton wins this one 5-2, and they own a 2-0 lead in the series. John Rogers back with you on this cool Saturday night from Alliant Energy Field, and it's time now, thanks to State Farm Insurance agents Dale Thompson, Gary Shubat, Brad Dunn, and Al Shetler to check scores from this afternoon and tonight on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Let's begin in the American League. 2 games this afternoon. In the Bronx, the Yankees edged Oakland 4-3. And this afternoon at Camden Yards, the Orioles pummeled the Royals 11-1. They're in the, well, it's a final now. At Jacobs Field, the Tigers up their record to 23-13 as Detroit shuts out Cleveland 3-0 at Jacobs Field. The Rangers and Red Sox were rained out at Fenway Park tonight. There's a final from Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg. The Blue Jays stopped the Devil Rays 8-1 tonight. The Twins lead the White Sox in the bottom of the 8th inning at the Metrodome 7-4. And later tonight, our parent club, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, will host the Seattle Mariners. Now let's look at the National League on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. The Cub woes continue as the Padres rally down the stretch to overtake the Cubs at Wrigley today 4-3. This afternoon, the Giants came up with 4 in the bottom of the 9th, and they turned back the Dodgers 6-5 at SBC Park. Cincinnati played at Great America Ballpark, and they were blanked by the Phillies 2-0. A final now from Minute Maid Park. The Rockies edged the Astros 2-1. At PNC Park, they're in the top of the 9th, and the Marlins lead the Pirates 4-3. They're in the bottom of the 8th inning at at Miller Park, and the Brewers have scored 4 in the bottom of the 8th to pull even with the Mets 8-8 at Miller Park. Washington holds a 5-3 lead over the Braves at Turner Field, with Atlanta batting in the bottom of the 7th inning. And at Busch Stadium, the Cardinals are clobbering the Diamondbacks 9-1. That game is in the bottom of the 8th inning. That's our complete look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard, sponsored by State Farm Insurance agents Brad Dunn, Gary Shubat, Al Shetler, and Dale Thompson. Well, the Kernels will hope to turn things around tomorrow, as we'll be with you at 1:40 here in the zone for the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. The LumberKings have really shown great offense in this series. They've out-hit the Kernels 26-14 and won the first 2, 7-6 last night, 5-2 this evening. South Slope Communications Triple Play Show time tomorrow, 1:40, 2 o'clock first pitch. Thanks so much for being with us, and again, we'll hope to turn things around tomorrow afternoon. Final tonight from Clinton, LumberKings 5, Kernels 2. You've been listening to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
This has been a special sports presentation from The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, Cedar Rapids. Now back to our regularly scheduled ESPN programming already in progress.